It looks well dark in here.
Yo, yo, yo! Welcome to Team RaddTitan and welcome to the weekly Collectors Chat. If you don't already, I'm George, or Gio, as only Alex calls me. We're in
Only
the
since we did this channel.
what's that?
Only since we did this channel. It was never before that.
Yeah, no, never. And wearing the wearing the Fantastic Four cast and crew hat, looking like some sort of strange Richard Dreyfuss from Wish. Is Alex over there, and we're going to be. We've got a few things to do today, so we're going to be. We will be going through the news. So stay with us for that. We are going to be having Chad on from Tweeterheads, who is going to be running through some bits and pieces about what's going on there. If you don't know, there was a big hoo-ha over the last week. The community went a little bit apeshit about it. Also, we're going to be fielding questions to him. So if you do have a question. We've got some already from some of the groups that we're in that people have said, look, please ask this, that, and the other. So if you do want to ask something in particular, there's something you want to know about the fact that he dropped a bombshell that Tweeterheads will not be accepting any refunds or cancellations. They're not going to give you your money back apparently. So we're going to be talking about that. What led to that decision?
We'll go on to it. I mean, the statement at the time was a blanket from today. No.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about what caused what caused that sort of knee-jerk reaction. We're going to be asking all the relevant questions about why it was said in that environment, which wasn't a place to say anything. But we'll talk about that, and we'll be asking him lots of questions. So if you have questions that you want to ask him, please put them down. But you might want to super chat it because we've got loads to get through. So if you want it to guarantee that it's asked, super chat it across. And we will ask the question because then it pops up straight away and we can see it and we can ask the question as and when it happens. Like I said, we'll be going through the news, got loads of updates, J&D stuff, Prime 1 stuff, loads of fan art bits and pieces to run through. We will be also talking about, what we've all been doing this week or what we've got in, if we bought anything, sold anything, all that jazz. And just basically touching base with the community and the RaddTitan people and everybody else out there who wants to reach out and extend a hand to us and ask us some questions. So anyway, Alex, how are you, bro?
Also, a little word from our sponsor, so Spec Fiction. So basically, anything you want ordered, statue-wise, you can get it from there. And they do great kind of worldwide rates. We will cover them a bit more later on because there is an announcement of something they've released today. So we're going to want to go over that as well. And there is a special offer today, but I think it may be expired by now because it ran out really quickly. But we'll go on to that a bit after.
Dude, do you want to pay your electricity bill, man? What's going on?
I don't know what's going on, man. It's actually really bright in here. I'm literally
either way, you need to pay. Yeah, it's one or the other. You either need to pay your bills or you need to buy yourself a new laptop. Either way, you need to spend.
It's not my laptop. I mean, I'm in like a well lit room. But I don't know what it is. I guess it's because the light's from here, so it's kind of blocked out by my eyebrows or something. Yeah, I should get like a little lamp and put it up there. Like, you're making me paranoid now about my setup. But yeah, no, my week's been all right. I got what did I get? So I managed to actually open up the Dodoro piece, which took me a little while. There's a bit of delays where they sent it to my old house, and had to kind of try to track it down. Luckily, we managed to get it because I ordered something on Vinted, and it went to my old address, and my parents went to go get it, and basically like some crackhead opened the door and was just like, "Nah, no parcel away, mate. Slam the door." This is like literally they nicked my parcel from Vinted. So it's just a couple of microphones, but literally vintage. I basically sent back a reply. I said this picture from Every is basically a communal area, which it was, and I never got it. By the time I got down there, it was gone. It's like accessed by at least 20 people, including postmen, delivery drivers, and whatever else. And they'd refunded me straight away. So it wasn't a problem really.
Yeah, it's good.
I opened that up. It's really, really nice piece. Opened up
the water. Is it water or are they ice wolves thing?
The spirit wolves.
Yeah, they look really cool, man.
They are. They're
I really like that.
I probably would have liked them to be a bit more opaque than they are. I would like the light to have gone through them a bit better.
Mm.
But the piece is fantastic. And again, it's something, again, I repeat this every single time, but it's just something that I watched to kind of like learn about it because I was going to go to Kuwait to kind of look at the piece and talk about the piece. So I thought I better learn about it
Do your
and
research bits.
do my research. And we watched it, and we really enjoyed it. Actually, really enjoyed it. Uh, but yeah, I don't want to spoil anything. I still don't think you'd like it, but yeah. Actually, you might like it because it's old style Japan, and
Yeah, maybe.
yeah, it's quite a new one as well. I think it was done in 2022, 23. So it's very new animation, and it's
If
a
it's
re.
woke as shit, I definitely ain't gonna like it.
No, it's not. What else did I get in? I got in the Joker and the Joker mallet. So
Yes.
I had the Joker mallet last week. I did the pictures. I got the Joker. Literally like £150 for the Joker and the mallet, which was a steal. Uh, I fucked up a little bit with the because I had to do my own labels, so I'm literally doing the labels to be collected from someone else's address, dropped off at mine. I fucked up about 3 times.
I
Um,
hate when I did that. I did that once. I actually paid it as well.
yeah, I paid it. I paid
Nice.
3 of them. I paid 3 of them for one piece. And what else? What else? What else? Oh yeah, I got some of these like Mighty Jack's pieces. They all came across. I did some videos for those. When I was at the con,
Yeah.
um, I thought I'd cash in on the fact that they kind of didn't screw me over, but they kind of got rid of me. So I kind of guilted them into sending me some of these turtle pieces, which look quite nice. And I was a bit like, yeah, I like those. You know,
Ah,
yeah. And they're like,
nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
okay,
Okay.
we'll
Or if,
send you.
if you're Alex's case.
Big. Oh yeah. Do you know the other day? Sorry, that just reminded me of something. The other day, I went like there's hundreds of like charity shops around here because all the
Oh,
old
really?
people die. Well, because all the old people die, so they got to put their things somewhere where they die. I think.
Yeah,
I walked
you're
in.
the youngest person in that whole fucking place. When I
Uh,
come up to see you, man, the fucking the demographic was
when
fucked.
I fucked up their readings, because we brought in Logan as well, and with ours we were lowered it with Logan. Anyway, with the I walked to the charity shop and they had a pepper pot, and it was like literally like a meter long pepper pot. And
Oh,
is it Lee Evans?
yeah.
It's
What
like
one?
who's the where he does there's a comedian who talks about
Yeah.
when
Yeah,
you
it's
go
Liam.
into a restaurant and you're kind of
Yeah.
like, why have they always got that fucking massive pepper pot? You
Yeah,
literally walk
exactly.
in and they're like, you get your food, you sit down, you're having your food, it's all nice, and all of a sudden this cunt turns up with a big fucking pepper. It reminded me of that. I was like, started laughing in the middle of the charity shop, and Mary's just like, "What are you laughing at?" I was like, "I don't know. Takes too long to explain it." Don't know. God, I think is it today or no? It's tomorrow. The Americans' day, isn't it? Tomorrow.
What? American, what,
Uh,
Independence Day?
no, the other one, Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I think that's
Yes.
tomorrow. So happy
Cool.
Thanksgiving, everyone, and I hope that you are thankful for RaddTitan. Um,
Fucking good be.
all right, so hold on, let me just messages. Anything else you got? You want to go into?
I might like what regarding myself, like my week.
Well, we could go like because I know you sent pictures across, and I've got questions. I have questions for you.
Of course.
There was something in there that popped up, and I'm like, where did that come from? But
Yeah.
we'll get on to that. What else was there? Managed to clear out a few boxes. Made a little bit of space, so it's looking a bit clearer over there. Um, I was actually close to buying this Thor Destroyer version the other day. That
Ooh.
popped up. Yeah, kind of. I do
Statue
want
or bust?
the bust.
Uh,
So it's like the Destroyer with the feathers and the hammer. And also, yeah, that popped up. And then, oh yeah, the Jack the Ripper popped up for 750, but it looks a bit too dusty. So I want to get that for cheaper.
yeah. It's a
Because
bit of a
because
problem with that
he,
mixed media, man. A lot of work needed.
I would love to speak to Canal about that because I do think that looks like they reuse some elements of Joker for that. When you
It's
look
worth
at it,
having a word with him, yeah, but you're gonna have to do that
yeah,
privately. And he's
yeah,
he's
yeah.
Sideshow ain't letting him anywhere near it.
No, he ain't coming on here. He does that. I speak the English. Oh.
Yeah, he does that one, isn't it? It's like, yeah. So speaking of English.
Yeah. And then you see
And then
him
you watch him on other
watch him
chats,
on
and he's
some other
like,
chat.
yeah,
And he's
so yeah, I got the concept, and I just ran with it. Really, you're just like, what the fuck happened to him? Okay, well, funny.
yeah, he ain't coming on. But no, I'd like to ask, because there are elements of it when you look at them. Because obviously I just got another Joker and I unboxed it, so made sure it was all right. I sold it straight
No,
away.
I spoke to him.
That sold within 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. That's a fucking ridiculous piece.
But literally, I looked at both of them and I'm just like, the legs, like there's a frame for it because obviously they're under clothing. It looks really similar.
I wouldn't be surprised. The
It's one of my
Joker's a ridiculously good piece. No, I spoke to them actually the other day. I was trying to find out about that fan art head, and someone said like it was Burgos.
yeah.
And I reached out to him actually to see like if he knew anything. Obviously, he didn't, because he did the main piece.
Yeah.
But what a lovely guy, really nice guy.
Yeah.
Andy Burgos was really nice to chat to. He was a really nice guy. And I still maintain, and I'll have this debate with anybody. I think the regular portrait for the Superman pre-F is the greatest portrait of any Superman statue that exists. Any comic book Superman that you want to throw out there, I think that's still the best one.
It's a bold statement, William. It's a very bold
I think
statement.
it's the best one. I think it's ridiculous, just ridiculous, the whole thing.
All right,
I remember now why
I
bought the regular, and I didn't worry about the exclusive the first time round, because as soon as I put the regular portrait on the statue, and when I had it, I was just like, oh, that's fucking great.
All right, let's just get some comments from people, and then we'll get chat on. So
Awesome.
nice guy, nice and early. There you are. Good to see you there. Richard Grove, say hey, hello. Hope everyone is well. Happy Thanksgiving to our US collectors and friends. Dave Wolf, how you doing, buddy? He's coming. Actually, it was all my fault. He called me up one time and I go, "Yo, bitch!" Now every single time I call him, he does it. He does it like as well, where he does it and he has his little schoolgirl laugh after he says it.
Alex calls me even worse things, and I have him on speaker a lot. Sometimes my mum's in the car, sometimes my wife's in the car, my sons are in the car.
I don't care about your mum, Jesus. Your mum's worse than you.
Yeah, probably.
I like doing it though when you got me on loudspeaker and you go through the drive-through.
Yes.
And you go, oh, yeah, can I get my wet latte? And I'm like, oh, fucking all right, Brendan Guerrero in the house. I wonder why you're here, my friend.
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing here? You back up, are you?
Rock and roll rankings, super nerds. How you doing? Sub nerds, sorry. Cormac O'Leary, even all. Hope you and your families are well. Doing good. Dante Dis, yo.
Thank you.
Akuji, the collector. Akuji. Yeah. Happy JCG. Yo. How you doing?
Yo, motherfucker.
Happy holidays.
Welcome, brother.
Dante Dis. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Cheers, man. And then the next day's Black Friday, isn't it? I'm surprised they're still allowed to call it Black Friday with all this woke shit that goes on.
No, they want it to be black every day, motherfucker. What are you talking about? Black Monday, Black Tuesday, Black Wednesday. They're going to give. Actually, they'll give us White Wednesday, because Wednesday's a shit day.
Could you bring up the spec fiction pedestals? Something about the light up top seems off. Many curious about the shipping. I just wondered what you would assume it would be. I'm assuming they'll be flat pack though. It must be flat pack in some regard. How's it hanging? Let's go.
Slightly to the left.
By the way, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Brendan Guerrero, I'm the muscle. Well, your boss ain't even sitting in front of his camera yet, anyway. No, he's not even sitting. He's not even there yet. All right, Craig, how you doing, man? My Two-Face statue turned out with part of the base broken. Easy fix. They have me $65 credit. That is what it is, but agree. If the product is faulty, needs to be a remedy for the customer. Yeah, I mean, depends how bad it's broken, but sometimes it's like a replacement is needed. They show them packed and shipped. Oh, shipping crate. That'd be my concern. Oh, I haven't actually. Oh, I've seen the options of where you kind of click on it. You have the different sizes, and then you click on if you want the custom artwork. and all these other things, but I haven't actually seen them in the crates. I'll have to pull that up. Yeah, let me just message.
Who are you messaging?
Just chat.
And get your shit together, bro.
Get your ass in gear, my man. I know, and also just looking for the this picture from Spec Fiction. If they put them in a crate, display station. No, it's not in the crate there. Must be a video or something. If you've got that, Dante, just send me a link or send it across to me on the YouTube video. Oh, okay. Okay, don't matter then. No, he says they're getting him out of a crate on the YouTube video. Tony Lewis, hey guys, hope all is well. Interested in what Chad's view is. Also, I'm interested where you got that symbiote Spider-Man from, because I would have taken that deal in a heartbeat. He got the symbiote Spider-Man shipped for 400. That's the deal.
The new one.
That's the deal we're waiting for, and he scooped it up.
You fucker, Tony.
The YouTube video. All right, Chad's there. I can see him at his chair. Let me wait for him to adjust his camera, and then we'll get him in. All right. I think he's done.
Is he wearing face paint this time?
Face paint. What are you talking about? Face paint. Oh, wait,
welcome, Chad. You right, man?
Hey, good. How are you guys?
Yeah, we're great, man. We're great. We're getting ready for Christmas over here. It's all good, man. It's all family time. Alex is ready to fly off somewhere shortly, so no changes there. How are you?
I'm great.
How are you dealing? How are you dealing with the fucking whirlwind that you've caused over the last 5-6 days?
It's interesting. I didn't think it was going to be as big of a deal as it kind of turned into, but I think with the way the world is going at the moment, I feel a little bit like a pioneer in this community, because it's like, I know, we're dealing with the same things. Every company is. And, someone had to make a hard pivot. And, I'm kind of glad it was me, that did it. And I want to talk to you guys about the reasons I did it. It certainly was nothing I ever wanted to do. It's nothing I've ever done in the 13, 14 years I've been in business. But this year has been unprecedented. This year has been like a huge challenge.
Just rewind a little bit to what actually happened, in case anyone's not aware.
Oh, you want me to fill in?
Yeah, go on. Just because.
So basically, like I said, 14 years we've been in business. We've got. I always say it. You don't have to be a customer to be a supporter or a fan. I hate that word fan, but you don't have to spend your money on Tweeterhead to support my company. As long as you love what we do, you like what we make. I mean, whether you collect it or not, it's still for you. And really, I know, and I'll show you an example. I forgot to bring it in, but I'll get it in a minute. But, we have some of the very best people in this community, some of the best people that support Tweeterhead, support other companies. But something weird happened at the end of last year, which I would have kind of expected it would happen during COVID, but it was really more the end of last year into this year, into, a month ago, where just mass exodus. So, I'll put something up and sell 160, and in the next few days, there'll be the next few weeks, there'll be 57 cancellation and refund requests. And it's hard to maintain a small business, when you kind of really count on that support from your customer base. When they purchase something that you really want them to stick with that purchase. And I know there are, we'll get into this in a little bit. There are definitely lots of reasons that you might want to cancel or might need a refund. But, this year, and I'm not the only one who've just had, I said it the other night, well over $100,000 in refunds, probably another 30 ready to go out. And at some point I just had to put a tourniquet on it and just be like, look, we need to pause, get caught up with stuff, and then figure out what the future looks like. But at the moment, the only way for me to maintain, my business was to just go to kind of a little bit of a hardcore stance and just be like, I really am asking you guys to think about your purchase before you do it and maintain that purchase. And if you want to resell it afterwards on eBay, if you want me to help you put a wait list together that people can hop on, I'll do that. We've talked about doing a little page on our website where you can go and list things for sale that you want to sell. But it was getting to the point that really, Tweeterhead might be the smallest business in this whole community when you look at, XM, PCS, Sideshow, Prime One, Legendary Beast. And so I didn't want to do it. And that's why I think, Alex, we talked about the delivery. Oh, great hat, by the way. We talked about how the delivery was, not smooth. And I hate delivering bad news to people. And it was something that I agonized over for weeks. And we were going to do it before we put the Sorceress up. And then I was like, oh, God, I don't want to do it then. Then we were putting Mr. Freeze and those Batman variants up. And it was like, if I don't bite the bullet and just do it, I'm going to keep pushing this off and then also keep prolonging, the cancellation requests.
Right. So what you're saying is that you've had unprecedented amounts of cancellations and bits like that over the last 12 months, right? So this was this was something that was sort of in your head for a while. Yes, is that my understanding?
No,
so because it seems with you saying it on the chat like you did. I mean, on the what's Backup's channel again?
Batman Statue.
Right. So on Batman Statue Collector's channel, it seemed like it was knee-jerk almost. It seemed like it was, more emotional rather than anything else. Oh, so was that the case, or was it something that you actually were strategically trying to fit in somewhere?
No, it was, before we put the Sorceress up, we had another flood of cancellations come in, and, I just had this anxiety attack, and I'm like, I got to do something because, we can't maintain the business model that we've had for, over a decade with the way it's going now. And something I'll get into a little bit later. But yeah, no, it wasn't calculated, but it wasn't knee jerk. It was something that I knew was maybe coming in the future. I didn't know when, but when we were putting Freeze up, and we were putting, the two Batmans up, I was like, I don't want to do this in January and start the year off with like a negative vibe, right? So I'd rather do it now, towards the end of the year. I'd rather and I appreciate you guys letting me come on. I'd rather talk to the people, and Alex, I said, I'd love it if I could have 20 windows with all my customers so we could all talk to each other. Just for me to come on and be able to explain why. And, but this, so you're right. That video I did, just count in my brain, counting down, how much longer can we extend this before I have to say it? And what's the reaction going to be? And, it's just a reality where as a business I was, and, I had to do it. I don't want to do it. I certainly don't. And there are circumstances, of course, I think people know me well enough, I hope, that there are circumstances that, of course, I will honor you. I will get you a refund. I will take care of you. I won't get into examples, but we've done that now for a while. But what's happened really the past 6 to 8 months, has just been I've let people, I haven't let people, but how do you play judge and jury with people that have a refund request, right? Is it valid? Is it not valid? Your significant other passed away, obviously completely valid. An example, which I'll give you, and I don't want to look like a jerk, but it's somebody watched the He-Man Revelations on Netflix, they hated it because Tila was kind of presented as a potential lesbian, and he was like, I'm done with this. I'm done with He-Man. Cancel everything I have on pre-order. And, so I refunded him like, $48, $5,500 because he didn't like a TV show. And that's where I have to be like, if I want to, I mean, but, the thing that I was kind of shocked at the reaction was I'm not talking to like a ton of people, but just a select kind of crew who, ask for these. So, but again, like I was saying to Alex the other day, I can't, it's hard to say, if you are in column A, B, C, or D, you get a refund. If you're in E, F, G, you don't qualify. So right now it was like, let's just do this black and white, see how it goes. And, it's difficult to tell, the world, right? I don't know how you're going to blast this out. I don't know how many you're going to see it, but it's difficult to say, like, I had to go to this position because of all the stuff that was happening, I mean, again, like I certainly did not want to.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I see. I completely understand what you're saying. And to be fair, if you was to put people in columns A, B, and C, and they were to get refunds, and D, E, and F were to not, A, B, and C will tell D, E, and F in all groups how they got theirs. So it's absolutely a pointless exercise to even, because people will say, I got a refund, they'll PM and they'll say how they've done it and what they said. So it's I mean, what was interesting is that when this broke and everyone went like ballistic, and it was like, I think what was interesting for us is we couldn't find an official statement anywhere regarding this that you have made. So it come across as like, it sort of come across as a little bit, that's what I mean about maybe knee-jerk, but maybe more like that's in the water to see. Yeah, and people, because there's no official in writing, this is what we're doing, this is why we're doing it, and this is what this means to you. I mean, like, we had a little look into, the sort of laws that be in terms of where you stand on this, and it's kind of very sketchy and murky water in sort of the legalities of this regarding to different states. And also
especially in California, where we're located.
Yeah. So I mean,
like one thing I'll say about so again, this is new territory. I kind of love that you guys recognize this was so. And again, that's kind of it's been my MO since I started Tweeterhead. Is we just kind of vomit stuff out. Like there's really no grand scheme behind anything. Like it's just more. I feel like I'm dealing with family as opposed to dealing with corporate America customers, right? So we did present it in this, like I just had to get it out. I told Alex it was harder than telling my family I was gay. Like seriously, I had less anxiety telling my whole entire family and friend group that I was gay 35 years ago than telling.
Surely you've got a worse response from the statue collectors with the refund fucking thing.
Of course, yeah. But no, it just got blurted out. Legalities, if there's something that, and this is not retroactive, this is just 2 pieces onward. And if there's something we're doing that isn't legal, which I've talked to a couple people and we're investigating it more because Alex brought up an issue with the payment plan, potential issues. Of course, we'll mitigate that. We'll take care of it. But for me, like, I just didn't have another option because, again, trying to, and we'll get into it too. There's so many people asking for refunds. So trying to get caught up on that, I had to cut that cord so that we can get caught up, and we can, of course, it's not a big deal, but we had to think about the future of Tweeterhead because I want to be here in 10 years. I think we make great products, if I can say so myself. I think we've got great people involved, and this was super duper. This was probably the most difficult thing I've done company wide, since I've been here.
I mean, that I have like five or so of your pieces, so I collect the Masters line. So I'm a Tweeterhead collector. I think, I mean, I can't speak for the community, regardless of our place in it, but it seemed like I think people were more upset at the lack of structure and direction and the fact that it was said the way it would. You see, the problem is when you say something on a chat like this, right? So when you say in passing, and it's not the headline. So like if we put on here on the like, you know, Chad goes through, you know, why Tweeterhead cancelled, you know, want to change the refund policy and all this. If we do that, people watch it knowing what's going to be discussed. But if someone's coming on to, you know, the channel and watching your just a basic conversation about your updates, and you drop a bomb like that, there's two things that happen. One, people start to say, well, this is a bit shady because it's been said now and it's not official. It's not on any of their groups, none of their pages. They've said it, so they can say that they've told us, but who's really seen it? Do you understand? There's that part. And then there's the other part, which is Tweeterhead are in serious trouble, and that's why they've had to knee-jerk react and bang and do this.
Yeah.
So the question I'm going to ask you is, with that being said, now the reaction that you got, do you think maybe the decision to mention it on the chat the way you did was a mistake? Do you think maybe next time it would have, you would probably want to do it? I know you said you feel like everybody's family. I can appreciate that, and actually, it's a nice, heartfelt thing to say. But looking at now retrospectively, you probably think, shit, man, maybe I should have just put a proper statement and said, from this particular statute and this particular point, I cannot continue to do A, B, or C. I'm going to have to. We're going to have to do this. If you do, I don't know. If you want a refund on your piece, we will honor one, and we will not honor any more past that point. We will give you goodwill on one. I think Sideshow do something like that, don't they?
Sideshow do, yeah.
Yeah, they'll give you like refund on one. They'll like let you cancel an order. But if you try to like, if you have like 4 orders and you try and do them all, they're just like, no, mate, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, the reference I did earlier, that was eight orders. It was what was it? It was Skeletor and Panther, He-Man and Battle Cat, He-Man bust, Skeletor bust, Merman variant, Trapjaw variant, Beastman, and the guy was just like, I just don't want anymore. Like so. And but again, I provided you to have that freedom, and so there is no ill will on my part whatsoever. But to go back to your question, you know, a couple things. One, it's done, right? So I did it, and it's like you can't take it back. The second is I did not want to blast out a social media square image update to our policy, because I feel like that would have been even more kind of vague in a way. I wanted to be in front of people. I wanted to be in front of customers, in front of people to talk about it. And, even with Chris, like I said, like, the comments were coming in and I'm like, don't give me the good ones, give me the shitty ones. Because those are the ones, like, no offense, those are the ones that are more concerning. Because I want to know.
You'll get him, mate. Don't worry.
Yeah. No, I want to. But if it's like, you're the biggest a-hole in the world, I can't believe you're doing this to me, blah, 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 blah. Like, let's talk about it. And let's just talk about it. And like I said, everything is going to be a case-by-case basis.
Yeah.
But all I'm doing as a business owner, which is not, and it's not a model that is like that insane outside of this community. If you go to Airbnb, you get a 48-hour, oopsie mistake. I cited a clothing store here in the town I live in where they ask you, is this a gift or for you? If it's for you, have you tried it on? And if you haven't tried it on, please go try it on, because when you walk out the door, all sales are final. I felt empowered. I mean, I think that the message was definitely, it could have been delivered better, but I think that might be the story of my life. Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we do stuff. We're not like a lot of other companies. We just kind of, and it's a lot of me, but it's just like, we just do stuff sometimes just because, like, I got to get it out. I'm an emotional person. Sure. I mean, this has been a wreck for me for the past like couple days because.
Well, I mean, that's good. Then you're explaining what I thought it when I watched it, and I got the soundbite. I can't, I watched the part of it that I was told, like, this is where it's discussed, and it seemed emotional. It didn't seem. It didn't seem. It seemed reactionary. And as a business owner, I guess it's hard because people don't expect that. They sort of expect there to be some sort of like standards, some rules, some straight, like things in very clear and not a conversation from the heart or how you're feeling or this is what we're going to do. It was more. So I'm glad that you've said that it was sort of an emotional decision based on the situation you found yourself over the last 12 months, because that's important to realize, to recognize that is important.
And it's hard, it's hard to tell, it sounds so cliche, but really, like, everybody that supported me for over a decade now, like, they mean more to me than just, the money. And that's where I think a lot of people were like, you're greedy, you're a Karen, you're this, you're that. And I'm like, I'm not. I'm just trying to, like, you guys have to understand. I'm just trying to protect my interest here. You know what I mean? Because, if I have, 300 Batman statues in production and, 125 get canceled, I've got to somehow try to move those 125 that they were committed sales. And now I've got to find them. And, in this market, it is impossible to sell 125 Batman statues, let alone try to reallocate those. So this just all, like, this was not planned out. This was not months in the making. This was not a press release. You know what I mean? This was me just saying to people, I think we have to do this. We're not going to, it's not retroactive at all. Like, you could cancel every single thing you ever got from me and you'll get a refund. But it was like, starting tomorrow, this is the new policy. And I hope you will appreciate where I'm coming from, because we have a lot of amazing stuff we want to deliver, but I can't deliver it unless I have that customer base. And putting it even a little bit forward, Mr. Freeze sold out. It was an addition of 200. So when people are patting me on the back about having a sellout, I'm like, you know what? It was an addition of 200. We're not talking 2,000 pieces, right? So I wasn't super shocked, but I was shocked at the response. A lot of people were saying that I was dishonest and I was creating FOMO. And again, going back to that business owner who needs the capital, and needs sales, why would I stop selling something 24 hours later? For one, why would I stop selling it 24 hours later just to create a scenario for you guys? But then also, why haven't I done that with, my Catwoman, who I've said was a very poor seller, my latest Catwoman that I did, or the Batman that's still on my website. What do you say?
There are companies that do that.
Yeah, I can't afford to do that. But if I did, like, why didn't I do it with something that was a little bit more expensive and more kind of desirable, like Catwoman, right? So, and I'm in no rush on this call, guys. So let's go back to the whole refund thing if you want to. I want to talk about variants. I want to talk about where we are with refunds, but also
just to try and structure it out a little bit, what we do is, if I could just go over, like, the concerns of what the people will have, and we'll do the conclusion as in what your plan is moving forward.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because I know you do have a plan moving forward with that. And I do, like, just going through the comments. There was quite a lot of them, actually, on one of the posts. And there was a lot of concern, which was that looking at previous businesses and how they've operated, that kind of announcement shows that your business is in trouble and shows that potentially you're going out of business, because there were companies like the old PCS where they actually sent something very similar to say you're not getting your non-refundable deposit back and you're not getting no refunds. And I actually, when I was looking for the email I told you about with the legal stuff, I couldn't find that, but I found the emails from them, which were these old things saying that. So that's a concern from people about the business side, the company going out of business in the future. Yeah,
sure.
There was then also a lot of concern about the legality of doing this. If it's even legal in USA to be able to keep someone's money in that regard. And it does sound like, obviously you can keep the non-refundable deposit, but in a lot of cases you can't even keep that. So there's a lot of cases where, when you look into federal law and you look into the federal law considerations, it says delivery of goods. So this is under the federal law consideration for mail, internet, or telephone order rule. The seller must deliver the goods within the promised time frame, or 30 days if no time frame is provided. Notify you of delays and offer the option to cancel and receive a full refund, including deposits, if delivery is not made as agreed. So
Absolutely.
that's one of the the
Caveats. That's a caveat.
caveats of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it, again, like I talked about, a while ago, is that, of course, we have been notoriously late on delivery of some items. Like I said, last year, the opposite. Last year, we delivered so much stuff. This year has been challenging for other reasons. But, again, like that's where we definitely need to like kind of clear the situation a little bit, where like, if we promise a delivery date and we don't meet it, of course you can get all your money back, and there's no more non-refundable deposits, so you get everything back. That's just kind of black and white, and that helps us make sure that we do get stuff delivered on time. This has been a really difficult year. We've got a container in Oakland now. We've got a container on December 5th coming in to Oakland, a container December 15th coming to Oakland. And then, like I said, we are going to just flood your house with Tweeterhead products, and everyone will be like, oh my gosh, this is great. But to go back to what you said about being in trouble, we're not in trouble, but I hope people would appreciate that we don't want to ever get into trouble. So that's why this policy kind of had to take effect, because, it is difficult to maintain, selling 150 sorceresses and within a month having 57 cancellations. And how do we navigate that, right? Because they're already in production, they're already at the factory. That's money that we've, considered and that we're, planning on. So, this is just something, and this might not last forever either. I never said this is, for the rest of the history of Tweeterhead. This is just like like I said, we needed to stop the gap, needed to like figure something out. And also for the customers, and thank you guys so much for supporting us. The customers that I said, hey, all sales are final going forward. And we still sold Mr. Freeze out. We still sold a nice amount of those all black Batman.
Don't be confused. Don't be confused by that, because there's a lot of people that would have ordered and not known about what was said. When you're talking about an edition size of 200 or 300, or you're talking about that's a small pool. I mean, if it's the same with anything. It's sort of like the news sort of starts to spread via groups. Your chat with Chris. That's not that then the reverberations after that. One person sees that, shares the information, it goes across the groups, and then everybody is now aware. So it's going to be sort of over the next few pre-orders that you if you are going to see a reaction, it's going to be there. It's definitely not going to be the immediate ones, the ones that are right around that time. It's not going to be those. It'll be later.
I'd say yes and no, because obviously, like we did say on the site where you checked out, all sales are final. But again, like the beauty of us being a small business and not being this big corporate business is, if you say to me, hey, and we'll talk about some of the amendments to this before we're done. Sure. But if you say to me today, hey, I didn't realize I made a mistake, I got this freeze, I didn't get it, all sales are final. One of the amendments is going to be allowing a certain amount of time for that.
That's a legality, though, isn't it? Isn't it 7 days?
7 days. I think it's actually 48 hours, but I think we're going to do 7 days. We're going to give you guys a week. And really, this is more about the immediate sale, right? As opposed to this is more about like you telling me within a week, hey, I made a mistake, I actually don't like it, as opposed to 6 months. And if we really get into it, there's a couple things that are problematic as a business owner in this industry, and that's today. I mean, today there was yesterday, like another Batman and Catwoman quarter scale statue announced. I forget by who announced that.
So which one?
It's Batman and Catwoman. It's like a quarter scale diorama thing.
Pure Arts have got one coming tomorrow.
Pure Arts, yeah. So I saw that yesterday, and go to the inbox and there's people, hey, any chance I can cancel this, even though they haven't seen the pure art, because there's just, it's unfortunate that there's a lot of the same character kind of coming out, like, and I cited it on Chris's show, Legendary Beast, their Trinity, everybody loved it. And then all of a sudden Iron Studios came out with theirs. Then all of a sudden Prime 1 announces theirs. And now we've got a pool table full of Legendary Beast characters. And someone's just, hitting the ball and, knocking them around, because we don't know. Nobody knows now which one they like the best. How many more are coming? Like how many more Trinities are coming? So that's another reason for this, is like, just again, like just asking people to be thoughtful. Just be thoughtful and like say, hey, I think I like this enough that I want to keep it. Like, and there really, and there's no.
There's a responsibility, Chad. You're 100. Listen, you're 100% right. There's an accountability that needs to be made in regards to when you pre-order something. I completely agree, and I do understand that sort of 6 months down the line, when it's all in production and you've got assured numbers and all of those kind of things. I think you've got definitely an argument for that case, but you're also going to get sort of like the business, the sort of the cold sort of part of it, which is going to be, I like something else. That's my right. I can do that if I want to do that. So I think I definitely feel like this is my opinion, just because all I can do is talk for myself.
Yeah, go for it.
If I talked it for anybody else, it would be a mistake anyway, because I'm just on a different planet most of the time. But the way I would sort of see it is being like that you should that if you're that kind of character, that you get one chance at that, and then after that it's like, nah. Do you understand what I'm sort of saying? If it's like you're the kind of person that's going to wait until let's say there's no delays, let's say there's no problem, and it's like you're 6 months into your 9-month wait, and you're like, nah, I want out of here because I've just seen something better, which happens a lot. It's a very oversaturated market, and things that sell well get copied very quickly and get produced very quickly by others. It can happen like that. So I get what you're saying, but I think there has to be if you're that kind of person, then you're not gonna get away with this. You're gonna get away with it once, and then basically after that, your sales are final. I think for everybody else who probably, is thinking along the lines of, I've never done that, but now I'm nervous about buying from Tweeterhead because I'm not protected. I'm not secure. I feel now like I have to think twice. I have to look at this and think, well, maybe I'll wait. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's that sort of ballpark. I completely get what you're saying though. I understand your point.
Well, then we also have the flip side, which, in the old days, if I sold 500 of something, I'd make 600 or 650, right? Because you knew there was going to be those customers on the other end. And unfortunately, those customers aren't on the other end anymore. And so this is a discussion I had the other day. It was like a lot of people, I think some people think that that model that was present 3 or 4 years ago, where, you're going to dump stuff, after it's already sold, delivered to people, you've got an extra 50, you're going to dump those for, 75% off, 30% off, free shipping, who knows? Like those days, I just want to tell everyone, we're never, and you guys can hold me accountable, we will never ever do that, because because those days are over. And, the days of, being able to sell an extra 100 after you deliver to your customers, like they're not there. I mean, I told you the other day, I put up 7 mermans that we had extra. I've still got 5. So, and in the old days,
it's a great piece as well.
It'd be gone like that.
Really, really, really nice piece.
They weren't discounted, but people would be waiting. But yeah, I mean, I really feel like, like I said, man, I can't repeat it enough. I did not want to do this. I feel like I'm between a rock and a hard place, because we're just, we, as of last year, or a little bit before, I think the whole community shifted a little bit. And I think we're still navigating it. We're still learning what we have to do. And this was just something that, I don't think I really had a choice as a small business to be like, look, I got to do something, because, like you said, we talked about earlier, like I'm empathetic, but it can only go so far. If like if you bought Batman for your daughter's boyfriend and he broke up with her, so you don't want it anymore. I just can't, I just can't be beholden to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like and it makes me sound like a jerk, but we're not Amazon. We're not a huge company, that has
And cushion
can
that.
replace that.
And cushion it and take it and take all of that. Everyone that does that.
Yeah.
What about the situation regarding, let's say, deliverables? So forget about if they're late or any of them things. Let's just say that something arrives and it's either flawed, damaged, faulty, painted badly, some sort of problem, magnets not polarized right, something falls off it. What happens there?
And so this is kind of what you said earlier about us not having some official press release is
Exactly.
Of course, if it is not delivered, if it is not as advertised, if it is defective, if it is broken, if there is a part missing, like I think that's partly where where I didn't understand this, because this is what I've been doing for over 10 years now. It's like, of course we are going to satisfy you, but I get you guys.
That's a great point, because people didn't know.
Yeah. So we are going. We will. Before the end of the year, we will have a firm in writing policy. It will retroactively go back to the Mr. Freeze customers and the Batman customers. But yeah, it's we've had 2 issues like that ever. I mean, I'll tell you, out of the past, I don't know how many, hundreds of pieces we've shipped, there have been slight breakage. Mr. Freeze, or not Mr. Freeze, Two-Face, some of the cards or the coin broke a little bit. But yeah, and that's where I get where you guys are coming from, because I kind of blurted it out. I thought people would understand that we are going to take care of everybody.
Sure.
And it seemed like this very kind of just like the hammer dropped. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, but like I say, but do you know what half of the problem? Do you know what half of the issue is, my man, is that when you have a conversation, when you have a conversation around people that won't challenge you or press you or give you the shit, then we shouldn't be there having that conversation. You need to be having this conversation with someone who's going to sort of eat you alive, because it may be shit now. These questions may be hard, or it may come and some of the things that are coming across the bottom, I suggest you read and look at them. But what it will do is it will tell you where you really are. Like, you got to remember that for my profession, I deal with professional athletes for a living. That's what my job is. And I'm telling you now, the best guys, they want to hear what they're fucking up. They want to hear what they're doing wrong, where they're going wrong. They do not want to hear everything they do is right, patting on the back. Yeah, you're good. Everything you've got this. Everything's perfect. They want somebody sort of going, well, maybe we can do this, or maybe this looks a little bit off, or maybe your form here ain't right, or maybe you're going half a second too early or half a second too late. And they're the shit conversations that it hurts when it's happening, but they're the truth of what you're going to experience. Because when you're in a room full of lightness, you come out away from there and you feel to yourself, that's fucking just wasted all my fucking time.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's it. I feel like if there's 100 people in the room, and Lady Gaga has said this a million times, 100 people in the room, 99 people love you, 1 person hates you. All she cares about, she wants to go talk to the 1 person that hates you and figure out why do they hate you? What's the issue? Because you're going to learn more from that person than you are from the 99 people that think you're the jam.
Yeah, but also remember as well that social media, there will be people that have a negative opinion of this that will never buy your products regardless.
Oh, of course.
So there's a flip side to this argument. All I'm trying to say is that the hard questions are always, as long as they come from a place of legitimacy, where you go like, okay, like there's people below saying, I'm a customer and I'm experiencing this, and I feel like maybe we should lose our NRDs, but we certainly shouldn't lose all our money, and there should be a time frame and all of this. And I'm glad that you've said, what I've got out of this conversation just briefly now is, one, it was emotional response, which I forgive more than I'm going to go on this chat and say this shit, because 90% of the community are not going to ever see it, and then they're going to be caught out anyway. So there's that part of it, which means it's slightly more honest. than underhanded. You understand? Because there's this
100%.
part of it which looks a little bit dishonest from other people. It's like, why there? Why are you talking there? It should be a statement on your networks for all your customers who spend their money, which I'm glad you're going to do. So we now know that you're going to do that, and you've made it clear as well that the refunds policy, if it's broken, if it's damaged, if there's a paint issues or problems, or it's missing a head or an arm, that you will look after everybody. So that's all positive from that. So that's great.
But then
I guess my takeaway from it was like, go ahead.
Sorry, it's from that comment though originally was the fact that it was a blanket no refund, and I think people are seeing that as in, okay, no, the non-refundable deposit's gone.
No matter
But
what.
then also, that's fine. I mean, that's acceptable that you keep the non-refundable deposit. If that's agreed and people are cancelling, you should be keeping that. If it's causing you problems, you should be keeping that if the circumstances are right. But then the other part was from that taken away from that chat was that even payments made after that. So if someone has a 10 payment plan and they made 5 payments, they're going to lose the 4 payments because they made the non-refundable deposit the first one. So they lose 4 payments as well. Is that what you're saying is going to be the case?
You know what? The payment plan thing is tricky, and it's because this is the opposite, right? We have a lot of customers who will make the purchase, and again, this is me just spewing info. We have some customers that will make the purchase, put the deposit down, so they secure it, and then won't make any payments the entire time.
Yeah.
And then because they've like locked it in, right, in a way. And then default. But like I said, this was emotional. This was not strategic. This was not, I didn't necessarily consider it. But if all sales are final and you're on the payment plan, before I even want to talk about that, I need to make sure, like what you said, Alex, make sure what is legit, right? What is, it's just the payment plan thing is a little tricky. And but before we put something else on the payment plan, I definitely need to investigate this a little bit. But the idea is, if it was all sales are final and you agreed to that at checkout when you go to the payment plan and you pay 4 of the 10 payments and then you default on the rest, I mean, this is where, again, like there's so much behind the scenes that, this seems so fun and these beautiful statues and these awesome characters we love, but there's so much behind the scenes that, we'd be here hours talking about it. But, again, though, this is the thing, and I guess this is a part that I took super personally, and like I told you, and I'll get into it a little bit, but Monday I was like in the dumpster, like seriously in bed, because I was like, I did not expect this to happen. Because I feel like people know who I am, and I feel like people know I'm not going to leave anybody in the lurch. I mean, I'm not going to give it.
Also, one of your problems is maybe like you're well known within Tweeterhead world, but outside of that, I don't think as many people know who you are. So that when you keep saying, I think people know who I am, so that when I do this, but that assumption is probably not a good thing, because that's the same as me going, well, we've got this many millions of views. They must know who I am. But I don't think that comes across right. And I don't know. No. I don't think as many people know who I am as I'd like to think anyway. And, and I think that's the case for yourself as well.
And I'm hoping this kind of turns the tide a little bit. I'm hoping you're right. Maybe I've had this false idea that people know I'm a good dude and that, on every UPS label, my cell phone number's on it. You can call me. I've had people call me Sunday night in the middle of a movie, and I go take it in the lobby. Like, this is grassroots, man. As much as grassroots as you can get with a business. And I just did this really hard pivot, and it was delivered not necessarily the best way in the whole world. I think it was received maybe not the best way, but this is all helping to clear the air, to clear everything, and it just, it was necessary at the moment, right? And we'll continue to evolve, and maybe I'll learn that I can't just go blurt something out, but yeah, it's I'm sorry, I'm reading that comment.
So I think Chad is a super well-meaning, but also maybe overthinking it a bit. And by being so transparent with everyone early, has at the same time worried some people. I think it's all understandable.
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, hey, how do you deliver bad news, right? I mean, in my personal life, I don't.
Chad, the way you deliver bad news, mate, is you make it as clear as fucking possible, bro.
Yeah.
It was too vague, and now everybody has 17,000 questions, and then with the questions come assumptions, and with the assumptions comes anger, and that's what has happened. And that's why, really, what I said to Alex, I said, look fucking everywhere, find where there's an official statement, something that's a little bit more concrete than what was just said. And there is none. That's the first thing, bro, that I honestly, you need to do that as soon as possible. You get it out everywhere, share it on every fucking group, send it to everybody that you know that's in the community, send it everywhere. And then basically people will have sort of an understanding of what going forward it means, from what point, from what payment, from how many, like if you've done this one time, then you can't, like, it all needs to be super clear and obviously legal as well, which is the hard part, because online purchases, payment plan purchases, it's all different legalities on them. So it's very hard to be like a blanket, what would we call it, a hard stop? It's pretty much what it is, right?
It was like a heart attack. It was like boom, right? And it was just it will be, we will have an amendment, we will have an official release before the end of the year. And then, even dig into it more. But, it's just, it was something that, and maybe a bigger conversation is like, why do we feel like we went from 0 to 60 with people canceling their orders? Like, where did that come from? Is it the economy? Is it what's happening in the world? It's just like, it's fairly overwhelming.
Yeah.
So one of the things I was
how
going to
often
say
do you guys? I mean, and again, I'm going to put you on the spot. When was the last time you canceled something?
I don't know. I have one statue on pre-order. And the last time I cancelled something, I transferred something. That was the last time.
Cancelled a sideshow piece.
I transferred an XM piece when I was working for them, and they let me do it. Sideshow.
I cancelled a sideshow piece about 3 years ago.
You cancelled Dr. Doom.
That was it. That was it. But what was the reason for Dr. Doom cancellation? I can't remember what it was.
It was just really expensive to get in.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what happened.
The shipping and the taxes just was
but again, I did a non-refundable deposit, and I actually lost that deposit, and I didn't challenge it. So it's just something that I ate, and you accept. I didn't do any payments on it at all. I think it was, again, like you were saying, it's one deposit and then final payment at the end. And I think I think this is an important thing to recognize. It got to the end, and I think the shipping was really high, and therefore the tax on the total. I mean, obviously, because I'm in the UK, I've got to pay 20% on the total bill. So if the statue is $700, it's not $700 to me, because when you charge me like $200 shipping, it's $900. Then you charge me 20% tax on $900. I have to also pay another $180. So then it becomes that 700 statues now cost me $1,180 or $1,080. So it sort of jumps up quite fast for me. And when that happens,
shipping, I mean, if that Dr. Doom was only $200, that's you got off good, because the shipping. That's why, like, a lot of our stuff, we will tell you what the shipping is at the time of us shipping it. Because like right now, I was just, with these containers coming, just renegotiating with UPS because the rates are insane,
Yeah.
It's so high. It's like incredibly high.
What were those out? I didn't catch all of those, bro. Was there anything you want to name comments? Can't hear you, bro.
Sorry, I'm off again. Yeah, one of the things that does kind of stand out, I'll just go through a few things, is about, if you are going to do that, no refund, whatever policy with payment plan and people who do the payments the way you discussed. That's like if I have a payment plan, I've got 5 payments in. George is doing the one word, the non-refundable deposit. We both cancel. Why should I pay $300 to cancel and George pays $75? That's the kind of thing that I just don't see that working, because I want to do a payment plan. I want to pay it over a certain amount of time. I'm punished more. So that's one of the things where I just don't see how you can do it. I just don't.
Yeah, break that down for me, because I didn't understand that.
Well, I'm doing a payment plan. I have 5 payments. I'm 5 payments in. George has done the order, and he's going to pay the balance at the end. We both cancel after 6 months. I've got faith. I'm going to lose $300-400. George is going to lose $75. So
yeah, there's no balance at the end. So when you check out, if you pay in full, you pay in full at the time of checkout.
I know.
And if you do the payment plan, then you're on the payment plan. But no, there's no at the end of, like, if when George orders the Sorceress, if he decides to pay in full and get the discount for paying in full, that is processed the day he orders it.
So then if he can't, if he wants to cancel, he loses all his money. But so
all sales are final, right? That's what I mean. It's like this has been it's been vocal enough that we need to look at it. I certainly did this for a reason, so I'm not gonna be like, no, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna be the situation. But again, we'd have to just turn it a little bit back to the consumer and just say, please be considerate before your purchase.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's any issue. And I think that a majority of the community will believe that there's no issue in you keeping the non-refundable deposit, even down to the point of they get their money back each payment if they do it that way. But there's a processing fee taken of 12.5% or whatever the processing fee. So then they lose that.
I think part of the problem with Tweeterhead was I definitely expected people when they committed to a purchase to continue it, and so our NRD was like $50.
Oh wow.
Some people have reached out and said, your NRD on Mr. Freeze Bus should have been, if you weren't doing all sales or final, you should have done like $225 NRD.
Yeah.
But I think that makes me.
You can't do that.
I think that is. I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of money. No. I mean, can you imagine someone saying, "I want to cancel my Mr. Freeze," and you're going to get $75 back?
Yeah, you can't do it because there's actually something within the consumer rights about a deposit, the percentage, like the amount of how much it needs to be, and it can't be an unreasonable amount.
Yeah, it can't be 95% of the retail. Yeah. So, no. So, I mean, there definitely are things we need to look at. Like I told you guys, this is absolutely the last thing I ever wanted to do. Right. I mean, if I did it, I would have done it 5 years ago, right? 6 years ago. I mean, during COVID, when we were so weary of, are we going to maintain our business? What's going to happen with the whole world? Then we would have gone to this crazy policy. This was just, we have to somehow try to pivot and navigate around this situation. So, really, this is something we're going to look at. I definitely believe in the all sales or final policy. I do. And I think, to just ask people, like I said, just please, when you commit to buy something at $700, think about how you're affecting the small business. If you're like, hey, you know what? I woke up and I don't want it anymore. Can I have my money back? Just at how that affects, a really, like, we are, like I said, 2.5 man show. So, it's just something to consider,
Are you counting Brendan as half a man?
I find the things that you say like super endearing. I genuinely do. But I do feel, I have to tell you this, I feel like you have a connection or you feel you have a connection with the consumer that buys your products. This is
I
the
hope.
thing that that, you know, there's a reason I don't deal with company owners. Alex will tell you, if anybody wants to deal or speak to us, they speak to Alex. They don't speak to me. The reason that they don't speak to me is because I have an emotional disconnect with every single person. I don't allow it. It's just part of like how I am, as how I function as a person. Because for me, I'm like, super honest, super brutal, but it's just how I am. And I don't want, there's not, when somebody, like someone, if you send me a piece, for example, if you send me a piece to review, right? You say to me, George, I've got like Sorceress and I want you to review her. I'm going to send her over to you, gift wrap with a little fucking bow on it, some chocolates and a nice note. That piece sucks. I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell everybody in the community it sucks because I don't have that connection. I just don't have it. I don't possess it. It's not in me to have it. So I'm completely disconnected with that sort of situation. I look at it, and if it's great, it's fucking great. And I'll sing its praises everywhere. If it isn't, I'm going to slam it. That's just how it goes. There's a part of me that just feels at the minute that maybe your feeling of this sort of understanding everybody has and like they should, I don't think it exists. I genuinely feel that like literally you're talking to probably the 3 or 4% of people that buy from your company. I think the rest of them is really much very cold. And I think it works very much like that. If they see something better, they're dropping your shit and buying theirs. If they see something cheaper, they're dropping your shit and buying theirs. If they see something quicker, they're dropping your shit and they're buying theirs. And I don't think that bridge exists beyond 5% of people. I think there are genuine people out there that support you and will want your company to do really well, and they're going to stick by you regardless of all them things I just mentioned. But there are also others who are just not connected. They're just going to be like, you know what? That's not my problem. I can get this cheaper and I like it. Do you understand what I'm sort of trying to say to you?
I totally do. And, you know, it's kind of heartbreaking, to be perfectly honest, because, you know, I'm not in this business necessarily to make statues to send to people's homes. Like, I was trying to create a little bit of a community. So the fact that, like, you're saying 4% of my overall customer base,
I would be generous. We know, man. Trust me. We've had it.
Well, speak to Dave Ico. Speak to Dave Ico and ask Dave Ico about the 3% thing.
Yeah, I don't
Just go
believe
to Dave
that.
Ico, what's the 3%?
But I'll tell you, I don't believe that. I seriously don't, and I will never believe that. But I'll give you a perfect example. I won't get it because if I do now, the camera's going to go flying, et cetera, et cetera. But Monday, and Alex just spent 4 hours getting the microphone to work, so I'm so afraid to touch anything or look at it the wrong way. But so Monday, I was in the shit, knee deep, up to my neck in it, really feeling like, man, I'm getting beat up left and right. I need some support here. Like, this is not great. I did not feel good. And knock, 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 the postman's at my door. And a customer, I had no idea it was coming, sent me a thank you gift. And this is going to sound so weird. I mean, this is when you talk about the 4% of my customers. This is going to sound so weird to the other 96%. But it was an autographed Kylie Minogue photo because he knew I love Kylie Minogue.
You love it, yeah. No, we talked about it on the last chat. Yeah, I remember.
He researched my Facebook page. He wanted to send me something as a thank you, and got an autographed picture of Kylie, framed it, sent it, and here I am, you know, trying to dig myself out on Monday afternoon, and this thing comes. And it was one of these things where that's why I disagree with you, George, man. It's like, this is a bigger
disagree, my friend. It's fine. I want you to be right. I want you to be right and me to be wrong. In my heart, that's what I would prefer. I would prefer that people supported each other a little bit better. I would prefer it to be so. But I've been around.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a good one.
You got a car picture. You should be so lucky.
Yeah, absolutely. Padam. No, but it was really like, you know, it was one of those things, man. It's like,
it gave you a little bit of faith.
We could apply this business model to everything we buy, from clothing to dry cleaning to groceries. But, you know, I'm never going to stop thinking that my customers are the bomb, right? And all I'm trying to do is pivot a little bit, and I hope they understand. And like I said, it's not forever. This is not something that's sealed and whatever. But I'm just saying, for the moment,
they will
we just
understand. They will
little bit of,
understand as long as they have something to understand. If
and
they
that's
know
your-
what's
yeah, and to
clear,
your-
what
to
you're
your
going to
point.
mean, they will
To your
they will
point,
understand that way.
Yeah.
They
And to
won't
your
understand
point,
this way.
I totally get it. I do. It's like, but again, this is Chad. I hope it's why people like me. I hope it's why people maybe don't like me. It's like sometimes like, but we will get it all out there. But the thing that everybody needs to know is like, we've never not taken care of somebody ever, and we're never not going to take care of somebody. And I get what you're saying, but and I get that I had a little reality check with people don't know that, and maybe that is something I need to examine. But yeah, we've never left anyone high and dry. We're gonna be here in 10 years. We've got 3 more years of He-Man statues that are gonna knock your socks off. I don't want to pivot away from this on purpose, but I would like to talk about something that came out of this that is huge for me. And I didn't realize everybody hates variants, or they like them if they're on sale the same day.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know that.
Dude, you don't watch our channel much.
We actually, last chat or the chat before, we did a whole thing about it, and it's not about hating variants. It's more about pricing, timing. There's so
timing
many
of announcement,
factors involved. But sorry, I just wanted to ask one of the other things as well is about, which does lead on to some of those things as well. Is, I mean, like, with those numbers of cancellations that you're experiencing, do you not think there could be something within the company that's an issue about the way things are done there, or, again, the way where you're releasing these variants later on, the way that you're releasing these color variants for the Master Universe, size variants, or whatever else, and then while the Batman's been pre-ordered, while they're waiting for it to be delivered, there's another Batman. So, and obviously with that in mind, if you release a Batman and someone pre-orders it, they're waiting long enough for you to release another Batman. They want to cancel for the new Batman because, in theory, you should be getting better, and that new Batman should be better. So it's a bit like, you're kind of.
So a couple things. So the first thing is, like, anybody that's waiting on the Batman that we're going to deliver in the next couple weeks, if you prefer the all black costume that we just released, I'm more than happy to swap it out. That's not an issue whatsoever. We are going to show and probably put on pre-order at some point in December a Sorceress and Beastman variant, and that'll be it for the rest of the year. And that's really just in response to you guys, because we had that planned for sometime next year. But and if you like the new Sorceress variant more than you like the original, no questions asked. You can swap it out. Same deal with the Beastman variant. No questions asked. But going forward, like when we put Man-at-Arms out, like we'll be able to say to you, there's no variant coming for Man-at-Arms because, again, our variants
if you make some disco variant of Man-at-Arms or sparkly version of Man-at-Arms, we're going to be coming back at you.
No.
But I mean, Al, your question's great. Your question is a very, very good question, because what you basically said there, I don't know if Chad sort of got it, was, are you basically, are you creating your own storms and then crying that it's raining? Are you delaying the variants too far along that when you show them, people are canceling to get other things of yours? Are you making that? Is that a problem you think you could be attributing to?
No, and that if that was the case, I'd totally be upfront about it. But no, our cancellations are like a lot of cancellations on Skeletor and Panther, on Beastman, on pieces that don't have variants. But that would be, that would be something we could determine really quickly if that was the case. And our variants are so limited. Like,
they are super. I still think they could be, but like a lot of people below in the comments, they're saying maybe you want to do it at the same time. That's what everyone thinks you should do. Release them all at once.
So that's what we're going to do. So obviously, retroactively, we can't do that with Sorceress and Beastman, but we are going to show those. And if you want those instead of the originals, there's no questions asked. Like I said, going forward, Man-at-Arms, there won't be a variant. Going forward with
Scareglow.
Scareglow, I don't know. This is all David Igo's department, but I would say, like, just say like
Where is he when you need him, eh?
I know. Let's just say he was a no. Let's just say so. If we go up with I'm going to use an older piece. If we go up with Merman, and there's a Merman variant, they will be announced the exact same day, and you will have the option to get them the same day. There won't be this staggered release. And
Awesome.
so, and I get what you're saying, with Batman, there's like, when Batman comes out, you're always like thinking there's got to be a blue version coming. There won't be a blue version of the bust. Like that does not exist. But this was one of the things I got to say, like, man, Dark Days and Light Days. Dark Days was this kind of like, but I'm going to go back to what you said, George, man. I don't think there would be this pushback if people didn't give a shit about things. I think this pushback was really positive. And I think the news about the variants completely eye-opening to me. Like I always just thought, I was following the model that I think a lot of people do, which is, you put a piece out and then 6 months later, 8 months, there's a variant, once you've had time for the other one. But I am so glad we're at the end of this year and we're going to start the year off with some clear direction from the fan base, from the customer base, because we can only get better, right? And if it wasn't for a show like this, if it wasn't for the show where I blurted out this policy, Tweeterhead won't get better. And
I think you've released a lot of fantastic pieces in terms of production and what you're creating. It's fucking outstanding. You're doing amazing work. There's no question about that.
I have no issues. That part quality, artistry, craftsmanship, that part I feel completely secure in. It's the part where I get involved personally and it gets messy is the part that we have to learn how to pivot and improve from. And, everybody makes mistakes. This probably could have been addressed. I'm sure it could have been addressed better. But again, like I said, I'd rather tell the whole world I'm gay as opposed to tell them there's no refunds policy.
What are you talking about? Being gay now makes you king. What are you saying? This is the gayest time ever in the history of man.
I know.
You are now the rock stars of the world. Are you joking? You could have just waited. You should have told your parents today. You should have waited that shit. They'd be like, shit.
We should have done a podcast with my family like 35 years ago. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But listen, anyway, it says something about you to come on here, Chad. Anyway, to come on here, it says something because this is swimming with sharks' water. We have no affiliation with anybody. We don't get sent nothing for free. We ain't gonna. We don't. And even if we did, we'd still fucking skin you. We'd still eat you alive, bro. So you the fact that you want to come out and talk about it here, I think that says more about you than you think you probably realize. To be fair, because there's a lot of people that wouldn't dare. They wouldn't come here. There's no fucking way.
I was going to say, sorry, just remember the stuff about the variants, though.
Yeah,
that might be something you might not be able to announce on day one because it may be something that does come up as an idea later on, and it may be something as well that with you being a smaller company, it just may not be. It may not be an idea yet until
so I think
that then sells really well, and then then you go on from there. So I don't think you can actually blanketly say we're going to announce it on day one.
Well, so we haven't canceled anything. Yeah. Well, so we haven't canceled anything ever, right? So if we tell you we're making Sorceress and we sell 25 Sorceress, we're going to make 25 Sorceress. So a variant, unless you go crazy with like additional sculpted pieces, it's generally less pieces and it's just a paint app switch, which, no big secret. The variant of the Sorceress, she's in an all white costume, the way she was in some of the early mini comics. And even though if we were putting Sorceress up next week, we might not be able to put the variant up at the exact same time.
Yeah.
I will tell you, there is a variant coming and she is in an all-white costume. And at worst case scenario, we can show you a Photoshop picture of what it's going to look like. So we're going to give you as much information as you need to decide if you want that or not. You know what I mean? So again, this is new territory.
Gilman update, will it ship in December or is that being pushed back? And are you going to continue the Myth and Monsters line? Thank you, Tweeterhead. So I like your stuff and getting the bust.
Thank you. Yeah, so Gilman will not be shipping in December. He's not on one of the containers coming, but he'll be in one by the end of January, because before Chinese New Year, we've got 2 more containers coming. Myths and Monsters will continue. I don't know exactly who. Again, that's a David Igo thing. And then, yeah, but keep getting those busts.
Is there an update, though, with the Krampus? Because obviously you announced Krampus, and then a couple of days later, Sideshow announced Krampus.
Yeah.
So is there an update? Are both companies still doing it, or how is that going to work?
You know, what can I say? I can say that we're really fortunate in this industry to be close to other companies. And so sometimes when 2 companies are going to release something at the same time and they didn't know, and you announce it within days, you negotiate and decide when somebody's going to release something, when the other person will release something, and it might be years away. You know, I have been on both sides of it, and it works out for the consumer. It works out for everybody. You know, when my first Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman came out, I mean, God, I don't know, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, there was another company that was working on a Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, and it was done. And they were like, we're going to clobber the market. Like, why don't you release yours? We'll push ours back until next year. But we get an what do you want to say? Like, we get an ask, right? So when my Wonder Woman was about to go up and they had a Wonder Woman, it was like, we're going to pull in that ask and ask you to push yours back to next year.
Yeah,
and you know, that's really cool, right? I love that.
If you could be grown up like that, yeah.
I said it on Trish's show, man. I wish we had a once a month, you know, Prime One, XM, Sideshow, Tweeterhead, PCS, General Giant, Roundtable, and we all just kind of were like buddies, right? I mean, and there we go, Chad being the eternal optimist. But I
think that's a fantastic idea, and I think the community would win if you was to do that.
Everyone would win.
Everybody would win. Yeah. Everybody, makers would win. The customers would win. Because you know, again, it's like you know, I always say like we're the Legion of Doom, but really, like, it'd be great to just be. I'm so transparent, man. Even on this show, I'm probably gonna get. I don't even want to look at my text from Brandon now. Once I get on my phone, what I said wrong, but you know, it's one of those things where I'm more like, let's just talk about it, get it out there. You know, one of my favorite ever comments on Chris Michael's video a couple months ago is, let's talk about your shitty customer service. And I was like, yeah, let's talk about it. Like, let's get it out there, right? So, you know, I'm always here if you guys ever want to talk.
I guarantee when Chris asked that question, though.
Yeah.
Thing is, it's like, listen, your opinion is great, man, and I think as soon as you get that statement up and like basically you make it clear, I think it all spread, like you say. I think everybody then will understand where they are, and I do appreciate the fact that you've explained, you know, what happened. I mean, you've obviously had an unprecedented amount of returns. I mean, and how you navigate that and how you decide who gets what and who should, you know, which sub story is more valuable than, you know, somebody else's. It's very hard because, you know, part of me just likes the revelations part. Like, yeah, this fucking sucked. I don't want this shit no more. Part of me likes that because that's totally honest. Like the deception of my fucking wife's ill and my fucking kids lost a leg, that kind of shit. If it's not true, I got no time for that kind of nonsense. And the people will use any sort of angle that they can to form an advantage, you know, at times when they need to. No, the fact that Mayboy came out and was just like, yeah, fuck Tilo, I don't like this. I kind of dig that, you know. If I was sitting there, I'd be like, yeah, that guy, fucking give him his money.
But I also want to know if that guy still has his Netflix account or not.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
Not based on what he told you.
You know, the day people start making up crazy excuses, like, you know, like you said, someone passed or their son's leg or whatever for a statue refund. I don't believe that. So, but like I said, everything's case by case, man. I'm not gonna do it. We've done a lot of stuff behind the scenes. You know, it's this is just uncharted territory. But like I gotta say, the fact, I mean, if you're looking at like a silver lining, man, it's like this community has seemed really quiet, kind of in dormant for the past maybe 6-8 months. Like releases have been less and less, sales have been less and less. This little groundswell, it's kind of cool because it really is a reminder that we're still here. Like people are still here, customers are still here, companies are still here. I definitely was not looking forward to coming on here as much as I am leaving. But no, I think you guys are great. I think what you led to, earlier is like I said, out of the 100 people, out of the 99 that love you, the first one I want to talk to is the one that hates Tweeterhead. And I want to figure out why, and am I going to learn from it? Are we going to be friends or not? And the only way to do it is forums like this, where you can see my face, we can talk to each other. And that's that.
One of the things as well is, so do you still distribute through Sideshow as well?
Mm-hmm.
So do you only distribute your regular pieces, or do you distribute the exclusives as well?
Only the regular pieces. I feel like one of the things we have to talk about kind of internally is, if this policy exists of all sales are final and we're only selling exclusives on our site, we might need to allocate a certain amount of those to Sideshow, who does take the risk on cancellation and refunds. So I'm not here to hold anybody's feet to the fire, right? Yeah. Maybe it's a certain amount, like we say, it's going to be 25, 50 that we give to Sideshow.
Or a percentage of the
percentage of it. Yeah. But absolutely, that would be absolute holding someone hostage, to be like, if you want that sorcerer's staff, you got to get it from me, and you've got to agree with all the policies. That again goes back to that whole creating FOMO. And if I took Mr. Freeze down earlier, like that's not a good business practice, right?
My point is that basically, if you were to sell the exclusive through Sideshow, people will just go to Sideshow, and then that's going to lose you money, because obviously Sideshow take quite a hefty chunk. So, and then also, if they do cancel through Sideshow has no commitment to you until that ships to pay you. Well, I mean, I don't know what your agreement is, but I've dealt with Sideshow with several different companies, and it's pretty much that this is how much profit, discount they get, but they say, we want 36 of those, and they don't pay you a penny until it ships. And they're literally like, you wait until it ships, and then they come back and go, I'll tell you what, we only want 20 now. So you lose all of that, and there's no risk from them. There's no anything from them. So you're losing out then going to Sideshow in that regard, because you're doing this, this hard non-refund. But the thing is, they'll just go to Sideshow, get the refund. Sideshow won't, you'll lose out more in the long term.
So, so of course, I can't get into some of the stuff. And I won't do that. What I will tell you is that Sideshow has been the best partner anybody could ever ask for, ever. They are the reason Tweeterhead exists.
Of course.
I would wax on about them positively, but I would give up, I think, more information than I probably should. I will just tell you they're the best partners I've ever had. And then I will say that, sure, I'm going to lose money if I put, Sorceress exclusive as 150 pieces. I'm going to have 100 on my site, 50 on Sideshow's site. But the goodwill that I'm doing on the back end is telling you guys, if you want the Sorceress exclusive and you are concerned about the all sales or final policy, you can still get it. Like, this is what I'm creating, is I'm creating like a no fault. It is, everybody is going to be satisfied. Like, because everybody.
Do you do like loyalty points or anything like that?
No, I mean, we're so small, I can barely maintain the refunds, let alone loyalty points.
No, but I'm saying, but if someone says, this statue is $599, you can order it through Tweeterhead, or you can order it through Sideshow. If you're in USA, they're just going to go, well, I'm going to go through Sideshow because I get points. And it's probably cheaper shipping too.
And that's totally fine. It's
Yeah.
totally fine, because that's where we do have our own little Tweeterhead fan base. And again, like I said, this is all new territory. But I would be the ultimate asshole if I was like, I'm going to put these ironclad policies into place, and I know you want this piece, and the only place to get it is through me. Because by giving Sideshow 25 or 50, I'm not giving them the whole quantity, right? Because that's going to sell out like that.
Yeah.
But really, like, again, like, this is where I go back to the whole, this is not strategic. This is just learning.
You're working it as you go. You're working it as you go. It's not like I'm surprised by that. I like, genuinely, when you said it, I thought you were more prepared than you are. Because when I'm asking you all these questions, you know, it's very clear that you really need to iron it out and make it right, and sort of concrete it and make it secure, and then everyone will understand it. It's clear you have to go away and sort of do that. I really didn't expect that. I thought you'd be like, right, this is what we're doing. This is how it's done. This count, this, and this done. That's what I thought was going to happen.
Figuring it out. I'm just talking to my base, asking them, you know, to please consider me as a person, like, when you make this order, right? But also, nobody's left out, right? If you want an exclusive of a piece, there will be opportunities to get it outside of tweeterhead.com. You know, again, this is just like a learning curve, and we're going to figure it out. But no one is going to be held captive by a policy. No one's going to be told they have to buy a certain piece from a certain place. You know, so, you know, that's not who I am, man. It's like, that's the part, I guess, that it's just a big bummer is, you know, sometimes you think you've demonstrated like goodwill and stuff, and then you start to hear this chatter, and you know, I'm hoping maybe this is a way too we could turn this kind of community narrative around, where
I think kind of moving forward, though. I mean, moving forward, though, what then do you feel from this point? What do you feel like moving forward is the thing to do then? So the sort of policy and how the things you're going to put in place, and, you know, what do you feel is moving forward the way to go?
Well, I think, like, as far as the policy goes, I feel like the policy, you know, all sales are final, will stay. I feel like there will be a grace period, a 7-day grace period, where you have 7 days to be an oopsie. I wish I hadn't gotten that. There will also be there will be a policy, anything, you know, of course, and I thought this was understood, and this is just me being an idiot, but it's like, you know, anything not as advertised, you know, defective, broken, et cetera, will be replaced to your complete satisfaction. That's something that's not on the fly. That's something that we already had agreed to. And then, you know, but again, we're all human. Stuff happens. You know, if you write me and say, you know, something out of the ordinary, like, you know, it's not.
Stop, Chad.
This is.
Stop
Stop it there.
Stop now.
Yeah.
Don't say another word.
I'm not gonna.
Dude, don't say another word. Do not give people a blueprint to get out of a thing like that, because what you do there is you do not do it, because I think you genuinely think people are better than they are, brother. Honestly, and God bless you. I wish I walked around. I mean, I wish I walked around with your heart sometimes, the way you talk, because I think you have a fantastically positive and kind way about it, which is a really. Listen, I've sat down with many a CEO from many a company, and believe me, you're probably the most sweetest I've ever heard from any of them. So honestly, we understand. Work it, you'll get it in, and I'm glad you've clarified the damages or imperfections thing, because that was a big thing. Getting a lot of questions on that, like, what the fuck? If I get it in and I'm not happy?
I mean, if you get a Superman and he's painted green, of course we're gonna like.
No, it's more like, I think people are more worried about damages and like and if something doesn't. I mean, I've never had any issues myself with Tweeterhead pieces, and believe it or not, I mean, the He-Man stuff is quite complex. Like, the way that, you know, it has a lot of parts. They're complex designs. So I remember when I got Merman shipped in, I was like really shitting myself about that. I was like, that's gonna be fucked. It's gonna be scuffed. spikes on it and stuff, and you know, it arrived in mint condition. So yeah.
Please, I was at my friend's house maybe like, I don't know, 2 months ago, and he was unboxing the Skeletor bust, the life-size one, and he was like, "Can you put this together?" And I was like, "I gotta call David, man. I don't know how this thing goes together." I thought we put an instruction sheet in there, but yeah, trying to get that cape on through the shoulder pads and everything. But no, it's I really appreciate you guys for doing this. Like, you know, honestly, you know, it definitely brought a lot of stuff to the surface. But again, you know, we learn as we pivot, right? We learn as we move, and
you're always welcome, Chad. You're always welcome, man. You know, we're always happy. You talk updates. Always happy to have you on. I think, to be honest with you, I'm surprised that you know that you wanted to come on when we offered it to you. You want to come out and clarify your position. Believe me, there's a lot of people that have done things in the community and they've made the odd mistake, and we're the last people they want to talk to because it won't be Christian and it won't be safe, and it hasn't been for you. It's been uncomfortable for you, and I think, to be honest with you, you had that sort of coming your way, you know. So I think you handled it really well, bro, and I appreciate the fact that you came out and you faced the music. Obviously look at the comments, because people are talking constantly saying like, this is what I think, this is what I think. If we did them all, Chad, it would be here all night, because there's like there'll be loads, bro.
There's definitely a lot of gold for you to read through there. Go through the comments. There's also one in the group as well, where there's a lot of questions in there. Yeah, just go through them and see what you think, and pull out the good stuff, ignore the bad stuff.
No, pull out the bad stuff, and then maybe we do another little, maybe we do like a little catch up in January once stuff is more solidified, and we kind of have something to kind of a roadmap to talk about. You know,
brilliant. Sounds great.
Great. Right. Thank you guys so much.
I appreciate that. And
God bless you, man. Be safe, okay? Have a lovely Christmas. We won't see you, so have a great Thanksgiving and Christmas, okay?
Yeah, where are you guys? Where are you located, by the way?
Just outside. Well, I was just outside London before, but
I'm just outside London. I'm in the suburbs of sort of like, I'm in Hertfordshire, so I'm just outside. Alex is now, he lives by the seaside now.
Coast. I moved by the coast.
How far from London?
I'm about 20 miles. Alex is away.
200.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Miles now, yeah. I moved far away. I was just like, yeah, let's go somewhere quiet. And the average age
beach where there's a fucking bun fair. Yeah, you went somewhere quiet, you fucking idiot.
The average age where I live is now about 73, I think it is. But
yeah, so he can pull women now. He can get girls where he is.
I'm really popular around here.
Oh my gosh.
But now next time as well, like last time we had Dave on and we were on here for 4 hours, I think. But
yeah, Chad's better. We'd have Chad more.
Yeah,
Dave fucking kills us, man.
Yeah.
Last time
okay, guys, I'll see you soon. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, man. Thanks very much, Chad. Be safe, man.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Yeah, I had to kick him out. He weren't going. This is hovering there. I'm like hovering over the remove button. I'm like, should I press it? Ah, fuck it, let's go. So yeah,
you can't help it. You can't help feel like he's just a sweet guy, and he's sort of like walked into a bit of a fucking hornet's nest with his sort of way. And now I think he's hit with the realization that fuck, you know what I mean? Like loads of people are talking. I mean, it just does spread. It's like all it takes is a couple of posts, and then it can just get well out of hand well quick. And yeah. I feel kind of, you know, I feel just genuinely kind of bad for him that I don't think he was prepared. No, I genuinely don't think he was ready.
For another like 40 minutes or so.
Oh yeah.
I'll just let people know just in case they start dropping off. Yeah, we can continue for like another.
We got to do the news.
Go over some pictures and go over some stuff. So yeah, hold on, and we'll still be here. I do think though that I just think they kept on saying, you know, people know me, people know how I am, and yes, a false illusion of how many people know him, and I think that was the problem as well, because it's the same as you know, even Dave, who works with him, said Dave made that comment about the 3% of collectors who are the regular people who buy from Sideshow or whatever it was, or 3 people. No, the community, actually, the Facebook community is the 3% of people who buy from Sideshow, or something like that.
Exactly.
And he worked with them, so you know, yeah. All right, let's do this. Let's get these things on there. So
let's go, motherfuckers.
Share the screen. entire screen, and we want that one. I've got that in the wrong screen, but we'll share that for now, and then I'll move it. Share. Yeah, let's get that up there. All right, so at the moment we have Spec Fiction have released their designs for their podiums. So there are 3 designs. Let me just pull up the other image. Oh God, I've got too many screens open, haven't I?
Don't put the form on, for God's sake.
Not again. Not again. Nope, I close that one. Spec Fiction Shop.
We don't want any more of that stepmom's bed business going on.
Stepmom's bed. What?
Or maybe that's just my search engine.
So basically, we'll go to the website because it'll be easier. At the moment,
50% off. You carry on. I need a wee quick.
Black Friday deals. At the moment as well. So you've got Black Friday deals here, and then they've also got the podiums. I'm just trying to find them here. So you can pre-order the podiums at the moment. And what they got is they got the light and the black versions. So these are the kind of sizes you can order. So you've got 29 inches tall, 36, 18, 18, 29, 30, 30. So it's a smaller, wider one. And then it's 40, 21, 21. And then these are some mock-ups with the statues on board. And with these as well, they got the light up areas on them. And there you go. These are the white version. Actually, let me show the black version. I like the contrast better on the black version. There you go. And so these are the things that Todd's been designing for a while. And also with this, they have a discount at the moment. They for the first 100, I'm going to make sure I get this right. $100 off for the first 100 orders, and they're currently on 70 orders. So yeah, if you get that, you get a discount. Also, you get the discounts for ordering more at the same time. So there's the 3 pedestals, you get $50 off. $4 you get 75 off. 5 you get 100 off. 6 150 off. And that's something that Todd's been working on for a while. He's got pictures of them in his store, and they look cool. I do think you can dim the light because I was a concern of a lot of people where these are too bright. And yeah, so yeah, check them out. And yeah, let's move on. I think I got Georgia's stuff first, which, oh yeah, so I got my hat today off my mate. He sent me a little care package, sent me something for my son, and sent me the cap. He worked on the film and he's not a fan of Marvel in the slightest, so he sent me that, which was really nice. And I decided I'm going to get my little Bowens out and do a little group shot. So yeah, this is a crew hat, a cast and crew.
Nice.
I did get the one that sent me a message going, check out my new era hats and and you should get these. And I'm like, I think you missed the point. This is like rare because it's from the set and also it's from a friend, so it's kind of means more. But anyway, I already mentioned the Joker.
What we calling our friend? What's his name?
Captain Birdseye, we're going to call him. That's the nicest
Captain Birdseye. Where's my fucking hat? So wait a minute, let me understand something. You're fucking get all girly about some shit. I make it all fucking okay. I get you all back together again, and you send him a hat. You don't send me a fucking hat. No, thank you. What the fuck, man? Next time I'm not going to call you, bitch.
Then you got the Joker. So yeah, I got a deal on this, and actually I got it because I wanted the mallet. I've already got the Joker. I got him out, and he is absolutely fantastic. Really, really nice piece. And yeah, and then also I boxed the.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Where's the fucking mallet? Where's the picture of it with the mallet on?
I didn't put it on there.
Did you not put the mallet on him?
No.
What is wrong with you?
It sold well. Dude, I listed it, and it sold within 15 minutes.
Who are you? How can you not take it out and put it on the statue and take a photo of it? I don't even know you anymore.
Where's Gio's hat?
Yeah, where's my fucking hat? That's the next T-shirt I'm going to make.
Yeah, where's
Captain
my hat?
Birdseye, where's my fucking hat? And then on the back, it's going to say, bitch.
Dodoro, I just got this piece out. Absolutely fantastic piece. Really, really nice.
I don't know anything about what that is, but like in terms of like the
lots of switch outs, loads of things there as well. I was actually a point where I was a bit like, there's a bit too many stands for this, but anyway. Also got the
many stands.
Yeah, you got like a stand for the bust there.
All right.
You got a
Yeah.
stand for the katana, and you got
Oh,
a stand
nice.
for his hands as well.
Awesome.
So
Never had
it's a
too
bit
many stands, bro.
because what he does is in the thing, he has like wooden arms, and what he does is he basically like he does that. He rips his arms off like that because he's got wooden arms, and then he sticks like swords for his hands, and then he
Okay.
fights with 2 swords on his hands. Um, so yeah, amazing piece by figure armor. Galaxius opened this up, took some pictures. I take terrible pictures, and I think it came out pretty nice in my pictures.
It
You got to
looks
get yours.
it
You got to
looks
get yours.
fantastic in your shots, which means it's much better in person than that picture,
Oh
which is
yeah,
awesome.
oh yeah. Oh shit! I just remembered something else I wanted to mention about the silicon stuff.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that quickly?
Nah, go through the fucking pictures.
And then this got sent to me.
Yeah, I just bought this.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I just bought this Bowen Designs. This is the modern Warlock,
Yeah,
which is sculpted by the Tweeterhead brothers. I love their stuff. I like Adam Warlock as a character. Like, obviously, you can't be a Thanos sort of fanboy and not appreciate Adam Warlock. It's just not possible.
but
But
they just said I almost sent you my wife's old MacBook when his laptop was on the fridge. George doesn't have a laptop.
you can fucking send me a laptop if you want to. I'm just gonna watch
Alex
porn
told
on
me
it,
not
though,
to
bro.
go. I
Bro,
just said George.
I'm just gonna watch porn on it and design fucking sort of workouts and shit, you know, and
All I
training
said,
things. It's
all I
always gonna
said
be.
was, you said about sending it, and I go, Gio won't use it. The amount of shit I've given to Gio and he doesn't use it.
I know
Plus,
your mother's still just sitting there, fucking just doing nothing.
that was about 5 years ago as well. God damn it. That was when he sent you a microphone. Did you ever use that?
I think I probably used it in review with you.
No, you never used it.
Then probably not.
Never ever used it.
Nah.
So yeah, the bone
Yeah,
design.
so I got that anyway. Yeah, that was just I saw it on eBay. It popped up. This it's hard really because I'm getting into this position at the minute where if it's a character that I like but not enough to have in quarter scale, I'm actually just thinking, fuck it, I'm going to buy Bowens. They are holding their value. They're selling for really good money still.
Yeah.
20, 25 years, fucking 20 years later. So I'm a bit like it's a really safe investment to buy a Bowen piece. This is like, again, sculpted by the best in the business that did it. So I'm a
Who did
bit
this
like,
one?
yeah, I fancy this. I just hope it arrives to me okay, because it is coming from the US and it is got that big fucking cape and it is attached.
Who
So,
sculpted this one?
Kucherek Brothers.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah.
Kucherek.
That actually
I
makes
call him
that makes
Kucherek, but
sense.
it's Kucherek.
That makes sense because they did the bust as well.
Yeah, so this is the modern version I'm getting in. But yeah, I was like, I would love to like post this next to the sort of faux bronze one.
Yeah. If you get that from Cornetto.
No,
Yeah.
I bought it on eBay. Like I bought it on
Oh
eBay.
wow. Okay.
So I sent him an offer. I think it was up for like $600. I sent him an offer of $450 and he accepted it.
Oh wow.
So I got it like shipped and everything. I think it cost me like £400
Yeah.
with shipping and everything else. So I was like, that's about right. What I've been paying for Bowens at the minute.
Yeah.
I've got this. I actually bought this as well. So somebody found this on one of our Facebook groups. I think the RaddTitan Facebook group, selling group. It's the Nova. It's from the company that I buy like most of my custom stuff from. It is one of the ones that I basically got in the group a bit late, so I missed this. So it is sold out. So it's a long time. So this is like a few years old. But this is the rider, Dick Rider, Nova.
Friday, yeah.
Nova Corpse guy, and like I like it. It's got the sort of like it's museum. Looks like a solid sculpt. Great paint apps. You got the switch out head. You've got the head with unmasked, and then you've got him holding this helmet in one hand, and then you've got the sort of like power flame on the other, which is I just think it's fucking banging, and I like it a lot. So this is
Yeah,
one of the
it's
pieces.
this one's quarter scale, Andy.
It is, yeah, it's the Nova Sport Scout.
So did you want me just to mention the silicon stuff really quickly while it's pushing my mind because
Sure,
otherwise I'm
go on
going to
then.
fucking forget it.
If you fucking must.
Basically, what I had a conversation after last week's chat about silicon and about the why the Wonder Woman had those problems. So the Wonder Woman, there's quite a few people saying that the chest is now a lot more pink, and the arms are quite pale, and the legs are pale. And I've spoken to my guy who actually worked with silicone for around 25 years, and he said that that could be many reasons why why there's the difference. One of them is quite simple, which is basically what they admitted is that this is done in two different factories. And because it's done in two different factories, potentially what's happened then is when it's been done, the paint don't match. So then they've done a little touch up, and then that, over time that can fade because it's like the paint quality ain't as good. Do you know what I mean? So that
Yeah.
can deteriorate over time. He also said that what is likely, but not all of this is speculation. What
Yeah.
is likely as well is because they've sent it to do two different factories, it's very likely that one is sent to a good factory and use higher quality silicon, and one is sent to another factory because it's only the arms, the legs, there's not as much detail. So they've sent to another factory to get it done, and it doesn't need to be as good quality. The other thing that I did learn is that platinum silicon is a broad term. It's like saying I had a sirloin steak yesterday. You can have a
All
$6
different
sirloin steak,
grades.
or you can have a
Yeah.
$100 sirloin steak.
Oh yeah, for
With
sure.
with platinum silicon, you get like medical silicon. All medical silicon is platinum silicon, but
Yeah.
not all platinum silicon is medical. So
Gotcha.
then you get food grade, you get
Yes.
prosthetic grade, and you get all different grades. You can buy some of it at $7 a kilo, and then you can buy the higher medical grade at $100 a kilo. So is
Yeah.
that kind of the same thing with the steak? So what he thinks is a possibility is that they've sent this one to the factory which has used the higher quality, and he still doesn't think that they would use medical grade because that is just too high end and just not necessary.
Yeah.
But also that the lower end has gone there. Also, with the other thing as well is that the silicon will have a core, and the core will be resin. So like because basically the silicon is kind of like squidgy, so
Yeah.
you need something to like
So
to put
that's
it on
squid
the
on.
statue and to whatever.
Right.
Otherwise, it would be
Yeah.
to stabilize it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what could also happen as well is that the core that's been used within the higher end one is potentially higher end resin, and then the one put in the arm is just some dirty resin that's just been put in there. And then also you've got the problem where silicon is kind of like it's not clear, but it's a bit opaque and it's a bit
Mhm.
grey. So you put the pigment in there to make it skin color or whatever color you want it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then also there is still a slight translucency to it. So when you shine light on it, it's reflecting the core inside anyway. So that
Mm.
would affect the way the light looks. Because there was
Yes.
a guy who did say that when he takes this into his lounge or whatever, it looks right and it matches because it has warm light. When he takes
Yeah.
it to his kitchen where it's white light, it doesn't match. So there, that
Wow.
that does actually back up that as well.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
And I'm trying to remember all the other bits now. He did say a few other things. I mean, he could say that even you could use. He said that there is a possibility that they've used polyurethane like a rubber for the arms.
Yeah.
I don't want to go down that route because he says that that's something that they could easily do, and it's something that people will just think looks the same anyway. But I would like to think that if they're saying they use silicon, they're using silicon, but it's lower grade.
Yeah.
So
I think that the medical term thing that you said was very interesting, which is there
yeah,
could be like, let's just say there's 30 grades of platinum. There's 30 grades of platinum. They could be sending the arm, which is a grade 7, and then doing the more valuable bits which are grade 35. So that can affect how it sort of ages
I
as
love
well.
how you just fucking pulled this numbers out your ass about the
Yeah,
grade.
but I have to do that because it makes
Yeah,
perfect
yeah,
sense. If there is a framework, if you say that platinum silicone is not
yeah, yeah.
just one grade, if it can be, I don't even know what that number is, but it's worth knowing. How many grades are there that would be considered platinum? How many levels can you go from the basement to the loft? How many are there? and then you've got all that in between. So it could be very much like that. I actually think that makes a lot of sense. That certain parts are made out of a higher sort of end to others, because you've got to keep costs.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. Okay. What did you say? You actually said like high numbers as well, didn't you? What did you say?
35 and 7.
Oh, I thought you said 65, which
Maybe
would
I
have
don't.
been fucking awesome if you said 65. High grade silicon with a hardness of 60 to 70. Sure. A is FDA compliant with food products. Silicon rubber, high tech. I just went into what platinum grade silicon, not cured with peroxide. Oh, also the other point he made as well, which was quite good, was that the silicon should never seep oils
Really?
unless it's poorly cured.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
Wow.
he said
Good to know.
that he said the old way of doing silicon and working with silicons, you would add oils to soften it, and you would just pump them full of oil basically to get
Wow.
them really really soft. And he
Yeah.
said that now they've worked out better ways of doing it. So unless they're doing it an old way, which he highly thinks is highly unlikely, he just said it's not cured properly. He says then that's the problem.
Interesting.
And this also goes back to the thing about J&D is the high end product, the high
Yeah.
end in this hobby. They're the high end.
Yeah.
And then for them to then go, we're the high end, the upper echelon of this fucking hobby, and
Yeah.
we're now going to take it up here. We're taking it up here. We're going to sell this premium line. I don't think that is good enough. There's any problems like this with that.
Yeah. I
That we're
totally
seeing.
agree with
And there's been over 10 people reported that their Wonder Woman body doesn't match, and I
you.
don't think that's acceptable in the slightest.
Yeah. No, not all. No.
And also their bullshit responses using fucking ChatGPT and Google Translate. But anyway, this then is the Queen Studios Aragon, which looks very similar to the J&D one. They look really
Yeah.
similar. They look so similar, but again, it looks great.
1/3 scale. This isn't it?
Half. Oh yeah, this is half, and then
Is it?
J&D one. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah.
Am I
I
wrong?
find the half so weird, man. It's like midgets. Like dwarf.
Yeah. I mean, like it
Mike
looks.
Wells had one, didn't he? He had like a Darth
He
Maul
had
one. It's
Darth Maul, yeah.
like having a little midget Darth Maul in the corner. It was well strange. It's like,
I think the face looks a little bit off, though, doesn't it?
it
Something about that
depends. The
face
angle is
looks
really hard.
weird.
It's so hard because it's angles. It's
Yeah.
it's the likeness is hard. You could actually be looking at an actual. He could actually be standing there in front of your face, and you could walk around his face and go, "That's not him." If he didn't move, that's
Brendan
not him.
Guerrero says there's nothing wrong with being half scale. But this
They're
is
talking
third.
about your cock,
This is
Brandon.
third. Yeah, this is third scale. No, I think it looks good. But again, 85 centimeters. Oh, it's the tip of the sword, isn't it? So, oh yeah, you're right. 1/3. 1/3.
Yeah, well, I know it was, but I'm not going to fight you on it because I like it when you come to the conclusion on your own.
Then this actually looks quite good. Is this Slay or something?
Yeah, this is the new Court of the Dead thing, isn't it, from Sideshow?
Well, it was released a little while ago. It's already been up for pre-order, but it looks very good. I think it looks
That's what,
good. I did
I
show
like
Mary
this.
because
I like this line. I enjoy this line. I like looking at them.
yeah, I did show Mary, and she don't really likes all kind of Japanese things, and she looked at it and she goes, "I don't like what's happening with that red thing." Because
What
I originally like the red thing on her body. I originally thought it was kind of carved into her,
uh-huh.
but it's kind of like almost like a symbiote kind of thing over her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. Mary was like, "Nah, I don't like that." Now it turns out silicon statues are much more of a problem to care of than they usually dusted with resin. Yeah, seems that
Well,
way.
it's something definitely to consider when you're spending this kind of money.
I think she
Right,
looks
she's
great.
lovely, man.
Yeah, I think she looks great. And then
Yeah,
also
I
you got
like it.
the face of vengeance alternative portrait there.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
I like the base as well. So if you get the base, all the hands coming out, these sort of spirits there.
Yeah.
Also, she looks like she got her bum out. Ooh,
Yeah, you like a bit of booty, don't you?
bit of booty. It's covered too much. That's not acceptable.
Yeah, I'm putting that fucking bit on there. Take that off.
Should have been like a little cloth. You could like move out of the way, like. Ooh. Did you see what this fucking arsehole did? Did you see what this fucking arsehole? Look, check this out, right? I got a new hoodie. Yeah, see that new hoodie? Brand new hoodie. Yeah, it's brand new hoodie on there.
Yeah.
This fucking arsehole got it inside the hoodie. It's like literally like.
Dude, don't talk to me about this stupid dog, man. Stupid dog fucking gets walked every fucking 3 hours like some sort of prince. It's a fucking dachshund. It's got the shortest legs in the whole world. It's meant to be walked 50 minutes. A full size one, 50 minutes in total. It's no more than twice, broken up into 2 walks. That fucking dog goes about 5-6 times a day. Fucking 11 p.m. walk around the block. Bullshit.
I am covered him. He's not happy now. Sorry,
I
buddy.
want a fucking Haitian to come in and eat that fucking dog.
That's harsh. I like it when you're here and you're all like stroking him. There you go. The base lights up as well.
I have to stroke him, Alex, otherwise he doesn't stop barking. He doesn't shut up. I'm telling you, if I didn't love you the way I did, man, I'd fucking wring that dog's neck when you weren't in the room. And then I'd just be like, I don't know what happened.
Someone said
because I love you. I can't bear to think if you're hurt. Otherwise I would fucking ring it. The chicken.
Yeah, I would be very upset. Yeah. Apparently there's a
cool
book by Dark Horse in the works.
Them hands are awesome. That light up wicked, that is. Sideshow really stepped up their light ups. Their light ups are fucking crazy now.
This is what I would like from that wolf, those wolves.
Yeah.
Like that.
That's cool.
Oh, this is something that I saw where a guy was Troy was doing conversions. So this is that like one of the wrecking crew, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So it's done like one of the
you know them busts sold the other day? Did you see it? Were you watching them?
Yeah, like I saw him for like 150. What was bro? It was him who was broken.
Yeah, it was him. That's what reminded me. Did you bid?
No.
I bid.
How much did it go for?
I lost.
How much did it go for though?
Have a guess.
I don't know, 250.
That's what I bid.
Ah, okay.
I bid 264. And do you know how much it went for? 700.
Really?
I
you know when we were doing the old cash converters,
I don't want to talk about it. How much was it? 40 or 70? 70, wasn't it?
75, I think it was, yeah.
Oh no.
I thought that was Phantom that goes through walks. Yeah. I think its colours are reversed, I don't know. Do you know originally Bruce Campbell was meant to be the Phantom? He was second in line.
He'd be brilliant. He'd have been brilliant.
He went to Billy Zane.
Yeah, he'd have been good, man.
And then this is the next one. Look, there you go.
Yeah, seen that. I like that, but I would have liked a bit more sparkly paint on the captain. What's his name?
Val something?
No, it's not.
No.
Major Victory.
Major Victory. No, but he's got 2 names. He's called Val something as well. Yeah. It's a wicked thing, you know. Goes really well. I have to be honest though, that fucking Captain America on the left is a pretty nice piece. Still got that boxed up somewhere.
I've seen that many times. Like, every time I see it, I'm like, this is a fucking nice Captain America, bro.
His name's Van Sastro.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. Even Stucker came in there.
Yeah, he knows his shit.
He knows his stuff. Bit quiet over there, Stucker. You're drinking too much of that gin, have you? Then you got the Age of Apocalypse Wolverine there.
Really love the paint that Matt Models Customs did on this. So this is like a Matt Mozek. Mozek. Fucking butcher his name every week. But yeah, I really love what he's done with this. It's really nice.
Do you know when I go to Hong Kong, I got to give a fucking speech on stage about all this fucking One Piece stuff. And I'm literally like, I'm hoping that there's no record of this anywhere ever. Like, it's going to be so bad. I'm going to be there just butchering everyone's names, and they're going to go,
still not recovered, man.
Here's all the artists. Here's all the thing. Here's all this. I'm going to be there like, with my little cards and like, everyone, 25 years of One Piece. Thank you. Be like that.
You're still the guy that's like shit ache mushrooms. Who the fuck eats shit ache mushrooms?
No, it was shit rag something, wasn't it? Shit rag anal. And then there's the other guy who had the Doctor Strange one, and it was called Cocknock something. I can't remember his name, but yeah, I got him bad.
Fucking so bad. Poor guy.
Chilling after more politics. Jerk Dog is the new Chinese cookbook titled 100 Ways You Can Walk Your Dog. God. But yes, this looks great. This looks really nice. He's painted it really well.
I fucking knew when Alex moved to where he did. When I got out of my car and I started walking around this town and around all the places, I knew exactly why he lives there. Nothing but fucking old people and them fucking dogs there. That's all it is around his fucking where he lives.
This is from Asterix.
Yeah, I really like this. I thought this was fucking wicked.
What's his name? Obelix.
Yeah.
Obelix.
Oblek or something like that. Yeah, but I just thought it was really cool. I thought it was a really good take. It looked awesome.
Yeah, that's really nice.
I liked it a lot. I thought I had a lot of character. This I enjoyed it.
I remember the comics because we used to go to. Remember, we used to go to the library. Burn Oak Library used to have loads.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
God, yeah, that's nice. I think this is a kit though. That's been painted up really nice.
Beautiful, yeah. Done really well.
Doctor Strange. Don't like this one.
Yeah, no, not really.
Cartoony. Don't like this at all. Yeah, a bit too cartoony that one for me. That Obelix is brutal in a good way. I think it looks fantastic. Be interested to see their Asterix though. They do one. Eternity. Just by your boy.
It's like it's a fan art sort of sculpt I've seen. I thought it would look pretty cool.
We got Silver Surfer under there as well.
Yeah, I think so. It's like this is the sort of thing. This is the sort of thing that I thought PCS should sort of be doing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like Eternity's one where you can have loads of shit going on.
Yeah.
You can have You can have the whole Infinity Gauntlet situation going on in the center of that, all around that.
That looks massive.
That's pretty big. I mean, it looks like it's the size of a sort of a life-size bust.
Yeah, it looks like the life-size bust, but then it's got that like squiggly shit coming out that like just makes it even bigger. It's big, man. It looks good though.
It's I think so.
We got that on the back. There's all planets and shit there. Okay. That's nice. I don't know this character, but I know Brendan's in the comments, so he should know this.
Atrocious or something?
Something like that. I always get mixed up with it.
Like that. It's the leader of the red fucking lanterns, isn't it?
Is he the one who's got a cat or something?
Atrocity or something fucking shit.
Or the cat, he's scared of the cat or something weird. It looks like a 3D print from a resin machine. Oh yeah, Atrocious. There you go. You're right. Yeah, but who's the cat though? Isn't there a cat with him normally?
Yeah, the cat's called Julius.
Julius.
I can't believe you call your cat Julius.
Is that what the cat turns into? He's either like the
This looks fucking awesome though. I don't like the cat. I don't know the character at all, but it looks awesome.
The cat is Dexter.
Dexter. Clever.
Yeah.
Clever.
Julius.
You named your cat Julius. You get all these busts and stuff as well. Look, you've got like a bust thing and everything to put the fucking extra like busts on. It's got like this fucking guy, this statue's got like 4 heads, 4 busts.
That's nice. I like that one.
So they've got four different ones. All of them look fucking awesome. So they're really nice.
Is that ETF as well?
Huh?
Is that ETF?
You're not meant to say any names. Just say fan art names.
Is that the fan art one?
Yeah. If I knew the character and I liked the Green Lantern stuff, I would definitely get this. Yeah. But it's not my thing at all.
This is I saw that one actually. Yeah.
Yeah, so they got red, green, got red, green, and
Oh, no,
grey.
we'll come
I
back to
don't
it.
ever understand the red and green. And
We'll
I
come
know
back to
there
it.
was.
Come back to it. Yeah, then you got this one as well, which I quite like. I think
Yeah,
it's
that's cool.
Cave Sculpt. It was quite funny because someone else posted a Hobgoblin, and they posted going like it was all shadowed out. And I go, "Is this one Lewis painted?" And he goes, "No." And I was like, "Oh, I like that one." You know, Dexter was abused as a kitten and now serves as the pet and feline companion of Atrocious, says Google. Thank you. This then, so Hulk bust, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's all painted now. Must
Well,
be
the
old
back.
pictures. I swear on that Hulk, or the Hulk in the back is all painted as well. Seen
Oh,
picture, there it is. I kind of like it not painted.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I kind of like it not painted. I like the bust. I don't like the back of it painted. I like it all grey like that.
Because it's curved, it looks well off.
Yeah, it just
I
doesn't
think it's
look as good.
curved. It looks like I drew it.
No, it doesn't. It's not that bad. Don't listen. Don't fucking overplay yourself. Your Hulk is a fucking stick man with like some broader shoulders.
Tits. Got to put the tits. All right, here you go. Here you go. All right. So then this is. Why's my mouse frozen? God damn it. So you go like, yeah, well, the half and half is from a comic cover, but I
Yeah,
don't get it. I don't think it works in statue form.
I really don't like it.
There's also that person who did the Amiga Red half and half Wolverine head.
That don't work
And I
neither
just
either.
don't think it works. They did a bust, I think, as well. Yeah,
It's grey. It's grey and
I
red
think
for me.
grey's the best one.
Grey and red look great. I'm not feeling green at all.
No, I think grey
It's
is the
got to
best.
be. Yeah, it's got to be grey and red. Grey and red both look really good. I nearly had that grey one. I nearly bought it. The size of
Reminds
it.
me of Scanion from Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, that Hulk bust. I don't know who that is. Tweeter is going to do 50-50 Alex and Geo bust. That's not going to balance out because Geo's got a big fucking melon head. Red, half green, according to the compound Hulk. Merry Christmas Hulk, yeah. I don't know, it just looks a bit toy-like when they do it.
What I find is funny is that fan art companies or commissioners do that whole, and it's always like really rare.
Yeah.
Like there's
It's
like
not
10 of
right.
them or 6 of them or some shit like that. They're like really rare.
Yeah.
I think the grey looks fucking banging. Grey red actually looks
Grey's the
decent
best
as well.
I think
Grey
Grey's
is the best. See why I was sort of I nearly had that. Just changed
red.
it for last minute to get the one
The
with
red one
Betty.
looks like a fucking Don Fry, man.
Yeah, but I love
you
a bit
seen,
of the Predator, man.
Have you seen Don
Love a
Fry
bit of
doing
Predator.
like where the woman does that word association with him?
No.
Yeah, it's just like doing word association. He's going like, it's like beer. It's like, great. He's like, she's like, she says about 10 different things and then she goes driving, goes, great with a beer. It's the way he sort of says it because he got right. Really, like he's been smoking like cigars all his life.
I love
So,
Don Fry. Don Fry is fucking awesome.
you don't mess around with none of that
I
shit.
remember when he came into like fucking cage fight, and I just thought it was the shit. The Predator. It was awesome. He was.
The red and green split would work better as a bust to match a cover art. Yeah, for sure.
I think I agree with you actually. There, that's a great shout.
I really don't like that at all.
Also, it's kind of hard because it's not the same character.
Yeah,
It's 2 different people.
doesn't make any sense. Actually, the green one looks better there.
Yeah, I just think grey and red is much better.
I think like on the traps here, the shading makes it look a bit like it's an add-on. You see, like it looks like the whole fucking traps is like the add-on there.
Really done. I kind of like the shading on that body. I've done a really good job. I can't see. You can't see it as well on. I think the shading on the green's really nice.
Yeah.
I like the grey though. But I had to make a decision, and I made it.
Fucking cool.
Yeah.
These are done by Jeff DVLA, and he basically done these 2 of them, and I think his paint ups are really nice. this is based on the Delotto cover.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
And, I think it looks really cool. Even my girlfriend, she walked in when I was going through these pictures, and she goes, "Oh, is that a model or is that a statue?" I was like, "It's a statue." She was like, "Really? Really
Yeah.
nice."
It is nice, man. Very
Yeah,
nice.
I think it's really nice. And then he did the variant of it as well with the like the bronze.
That's really cool.
You
No?
see that one?
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, I think he's done a really good job of it as well. Really impressed.
Yeah, they're fucking awesome. No doubt. No doubt. It's got
Yeah,
that
great. Just sculpt on the back as well. That.
killer.
He's overdone the oxidization a little bit there, I think, but it looks good.
I like it.
A little bit there.
I'd have it. Send me one.
Really like that. That's the Tissé, so that's shipping. Great, massive, ridiculously massive. And then there's the bust to hold the heads and the
Spear.
spear. Yeah, well, it's not spear. What is it? What is that weapon? It's like a double
Double-sided
sword.
spear.
Yeah, there's a double sword. It's like, oops.
Maybe. Could be. Sort of.
Yeah.
Only problem is he throws it a lot, doesn't he? It almost looks like a joust with two ends. They've been sharpened.
Yeah, I mean, it does. This rogue looks a bit nice, but it's a bit too skinny though.
Who?
The rogue. You see the rogue?
I'd like to wear her as a hat.
Yeah. Where is a face mask? Yeah. Savage Lands.
Seen this?
Scream.
Have you not seen this? Or maybe I've just seen a lot of this. This is
Yeah,
fucking crazy. This is crazy, this one.
Loads of switch outs on this one.
The fucking hair goes all the way around it. Like, that's its hair going all the way around it like that.
that.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah. How's that? Wait a minute. What? Oh, is that a separate part there then? Is that a separate
Must
part?
be.
Because that
Must
looks
be
like
this
that.
part. Loins.
Jesus.
It starts with your hand. That's crazy.
Yeah. And there's all the
If you
bits.
like that kind of, if you like fucking that, it's shit,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
You can see it up there though. Look at them all the symbiotes. That's a wicked shot. That is.
Oh, I still got to get that venom out. You done that yet? Oh yeah, there you go. So can you see it? It's actually well hidden. It's actually really well hidden.
Yes. Very cool. Very nice job on this. Really nice.
Yeah, it's a nice piece. I'm not really a big fan of all the other symbiotes, so I don't want to go down that
Isn't
route.
it? Is that
Yeah,
Scream?
Scream. Yeah. This Hulk as well. She looks nice. She Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's not bad at all, is it?
Oh yeah.
Nice shading
She
on
could
it.
wear me as a hat.
Yeah. Well, she does like loads of people in the comics. She gets around quite a bit, I think. She does like Daredevil. She does Iron Man. Well, she does a few people.
I'm glad she doesn't discriminate. Blind, heart condition. It's all good.
Yeah, yeah. Sinister, but I think we've had this one before.
I love this piece. I think this is a really cool piece. It's just a shame that the
I think there was a
deliverables were
few
so
issues.
crap from the
Yeah,
factory. It with the
I
paint
think a
kit.
lot of people thought that it didn't come out very well. There was a lot of repairs needed.
Well, I remember that I nearly had this, right? I negotiated a deal with somebody for this. And then when they found out it was me and who was getting it, they refused to sell it to me then. So I couldn't have it. And I said, why? He said, because if I give this to you, if I sell this to you, it was like I'll never get another piece from this outfit again.
Yeah.
Because you'll fucking absolutely murder it.
Over it.
You'll just like rip it to pieces. And I can't see how. Like, I mean, you know, I don't know, maybe my reputation precedes me, but I think this looks pretty fucking good. I think the sculpt looks solid.
I think a couple of people actually, like Matt. I think it was when we had Matt on our chat actually,
Yeah.
and I think like I mean, my memory ain't great anyway, but I do think it's like got to be like I'm at least 12% sure it is. That this is the one he said that he had to repair it and it was really bad. And even Bob's, I think she got it in as well. And she had to do some work on it. So yeah, I just think they didn't give a good
Account.
because it's a kit as well. I think it's one of those things that when they do a kit, they don't seem to give a fuck with the QC because it's like, well, you're sending it to a painter. Yeah. Okay. This piece is badass. I didn't do anything to mine. Good. No, good. Was it not a kit? It was an unpainted kit. This is like Skeletor.
Yeah, I think this is Iron Studios.
Oh,
Is it?
really?
I think it is. Is it, or is it fan art?
I don't
It
know.
might be Iron Studios, bro.
Oh, I've got that out of place then, haven't I?
Doesn't matter. It's cool anyway.
All right. All right. We are. Where are we on these pictures?
We're done. It's 12 o'clock.
All right. Cool beans.
Now 2.5 hours. Thanks, like, for everybody that's been here and and taking part and stuff. And we've got to give mad props to Chad for coming on because he's a brave guy.
All right. Cool beans. Thanks everyone. Do the usual like, comment, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you next week. All right.
Peace.
Peace out. Bye bye.